Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures starting to get back into positive territory, or trying at least. We're still pretty mixed heading towards the open here. About an hour to go before we get markets open in North America. Coming off a solid performance last week, markets will look to extend that heading towards the Christmas holiday. Focus remains on vaccine development and deployment. One day now ahead of the UK rollout of their vaccine. If you remember last week, the UK approving emergency use authorization in that country. So they will start vaccinating their citizens coming up tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on the UK. We're also watching the possibility of any further stimulus coming out of Washington ahead of the January 20th inauguration for President-elect Biden. Meanwhile, Eastman Kodak shares, big move to the upside. Another investigation coming out saying no wrongdoing as far as the government loan is concerned, going to Eastman Kodak. We'll talk about that. AstraZeneca back on watch, moving around. India looking at fast-tracking their approval for AstraZeneca's vaccine. And we'll talk about some of the solar companies moving around in the pre-market. There was earnings on Jinko Solar, EV makers to discuss as well. Lots to get through coming up in the next hour. It's Monday, December 7th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see pretty negative for Chinese markets, both Hong Kong and Shanghai to the downside. Japan as well, everything else higher. Let's go over to Europe, see how things are shaping up so far throughout the European landscape. Bit of a mix showing here. England trying to get positive, but a bit of a negative look everywhere else. We'll shift over one more time and have a look at North American futures here. Yeah, NASDAQ's back to break even, at least at this point. Both the Dow and the S&P in negative territory, but trying to get back to the upside. TSX futures here in Toronto looking at a negative start to the day as well. Bitcoin back higher again this morning, 2%. You can see crude oil and gold there at the bottom, both in negative territory. Good morning, guys. It is Monday. We are back at it once again. A bit of a sleepy start to the week, it looks like, as far as the futures are concerned. We have positive vaccine news coming out of the UK as far as people starting to get vaccinated coming up tomorrow, so we'll keep an eye on that. Pfizer's moving around. India looking at fast-tracking their approval for Pfizer and AstraZeneca as well. Absolutely, and Kodak's moving because, you know, why not? That's how you can make an interesting week, start to the week anyways. Of course, we know it's a big IPO week. DoorDash we're going to be waiting on, and tomorrow. And then, of course, the big one, Airbnb. But today is an important day as well because there is plenty to trade. I see your XPeng, whatever, moving to the downside once again. Update on their offering, guys. So, like we said, lots to do. Also eyeballing. We said we wait for it every time here, but Tesla through 600, looking like it's testing fresh highs here. Pre-market all-time high, but still has to make a new one off the open as well. So there's a lot to get to. I don't care that the market's flat. There's definitely individual names here, Sean.
Yeah, and we're already into Palantir, reaffirming some sort of a deal with the Greek government here. So we're already long Palantir here at 2407. So a nice little long to start the day here. I don't know if you can. Oh, that's still the Kodak chart. Where is it? We're just waiting for it to. Come on, charts. Let's load up. Already not loading, but 10 cents in the money. Look, it's going to be a fun day. It's Monday. You hit the nail on the head there, guys. Not Kodak. DoorDash and Airbnb this week. So it's going to be a big week for us. We're super excited. And also Logan Paul about to get whooped by Floyd Mayweather.
It's not even, I don't even know what
How's it even a fight, but whatever.
That's a crazy.
The fact that that's even happening, they had to put the exhibition tag on it, I guess, just to make it happen. But the fact that that's even happening is amazing. The analysts were busy this morning, guys. There's lots of stocks with analyst moves. We have DraftKings. We'll talk about that coming up. There's a move on Pfizer, McDonald's, Apple, some news to get to as well. So lots of things to discuss before we get to the open. We have our friend Mark Roberts from Sun Lake Strategies coming through in about 10 minutes. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning, Brendan, and hello, traders. Happy Monday, everyone. Please subscribe to this channel, share the link with friends, and smash the like button. Let's get it started, Brendan.
Yes, indeed. Let's get it started. We have lots to talk about this morning, guys. We were discussing, I wanted to mention right off the bat here, DraftKings, because we'll have a look at the chart maybe coming up, but lots of analyst moves this morning throughout the entire market. But DraftKings getting a JP Morgan upgrade. Not really active in the pre-market. They signed a deal with Casino as well. This stock obviously went to sleep a little bit over the past couple of weeks, but initial thoughts here, guys, on DraftKings.
Well, it wasn't totally to sleep. There was certainly some good moves every now and then in the last couple of sessions. Look, obviously, it's probably I want to say it's been a better stock on the swing side than it has been on the day trade. I feel like, and Sean said this before, and every time I've tried, it's been the same story. Like if you don't get like that first initial spike in either direction, it feels like you probably want to wait until lunchtime, afternoon style trades on DraftKings. I still like it. It might not be the first name I jump into pre-market, but definitely going to be on watch today. As you know, Sean, sports betting can be exciting, especially when Andy Reid is doing crazy things like burning you with CEH.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully it's just more burning the upside there. We made a deal with Josh Allen. I finally gave him to Neil there and got Clyde Edwards-Helaire in a first, basically, but CH didn't play last night, so burn on me. But the guy I had in, Neil, is the same guy I traded to you, who kind of shit the bed anyway.
Yeah.
But okay, DraftKings right here. What I want to show you, good thing, thanks for bringing it up, Brendan, and you guys are both right. It's just been really not doing a whole hell of a lot. This is a 20-minute chart. We topped off 11:30, so that's the 30th, obviously, of November here at $54, and since then it's been on a steady decline. We can draw lines, you're going down this way. I just think that if we break here 49.50, something like that, we've made a beautiful bottom here from Friday into today, now 49. 49 was a bottom here again, back on the 2nd as well as being tops. This 49 level is just great. So I'm long. I'm going to be long here. I mean, I'm long in my own account. I'm not long yet, but I think we'll be long today off of a 49 level. Let's just see if it holds in the pre-market here. Good news. There's always going to be news. Look, NBA is coming back. No one's really going to bubble, I don't think, anymore. They may bubble the NFL playoffs, but as long as these leagues keep going, gamblers will be there. I mean, people are going to be betting, like we just said, people are going to be betting on that exhibition fight. People are going to be betting on everything. Maybe Mike Tyson fights again. Gambling is just one of those things where if you have first mover advantage and you're a name like DraftKings, I do like you for the long term. Also, don't sleep on Penn, as you know, with Barstool Sports and some actual casinos as well. So Penn and DraftKings, the only two names to play in that space.
All right, guys, another name that not on the watch list this morning, but one that we looked at last week because of positive news. Boeing just saw here 2% to the upside for Boeing, about to break highs as well in the pre-market. It was UBS. I'll switch over here. You can see UBS with an upgrade on Boeing. We talked about the 737 MAX news last week in depth. Back to the upside again this morning for Boeing as well.
Yeah, I mean, it made like it's not a double top, but it's topped out at 242 consecutive days in a row here. And I definitely like this one still to get to that 250. I just feel like it's Boeing, so there's always going to be dips along the way. Whether a deeper one comes in at some point, that's hard to say. I still think there's a few catalysts that are going to come through, especially in the new year. It's basically them and Airbus, and when some tariffs get lifted in the new year, potentially that'll be another positive headwind for Boeing, amongst many of the other ones there as they come back online with many of the major airlines, guys. So it's still going to be on watch for me. It's not like a necessary breakout trade at this pre-market level here. But it's certainly going to be one when we get that top break of that 42 area into that 50, or we get those quarters maybe again. I think that's a good place to pick up.
Okay, so Palantir's going nice now, 20 cents into the money, and Boeing looking the opposite of DraftKings right now. It's going the other way. They catch a nice upgrade today, and you're already up that 2%. But look at this move. So this is Boeing here. We're long. We're long in the teens, though. I think it's 217. We put that into our long-term portfolio. I'm not going to ever get out of it, probably. And then this is the move that we had on Friday. We had a nice little move upside there before coming all the way back down, and then eventually we saw the down. I think it was down 200 points or so on Friday. We bottomed out at 230 there, and then bounced around in the afternoon. So I don't know. This 239 looks decent for a breakout. It's just an upgrade. Look out for the top 242. ES is still down that 0.3%. Boeing, not super exciting. Let's just check an early look here, guys, at the imbalance locator. Kodak, we talked about that already. Well, we're going to talk about it more in depth. But right now, Kodak up today. Is my charts will ever load. Up 73%. We're going to get to why. Sign up for our watch list if you haven't yet. NEO's here, Pfizer here, BAC. Brendan, why don't you mention the watch list one more time to everybody?
Yeah, we can do that definitely. If you haven't already, guys, sign up for the watch list. Valeria will help you out in the chat. If you have not, just enter your email address. That's all you have to do. We send it out every single morning into your inbox before we come on at 8:30 in the morning. We have, yes, unfortunately, been having some delays as far as the service getting it out to individual email accounts. We find that Gmail, guys, Gmail works the best. So if you haven't done so already, try and sign up with a Gmail account, and we'll get that to you before we come on at 8:30. We're going to get to Mark Roberts here in a couple of minutes, but guys, I want to discuss this week ahead as far as the IPO market is concerned. We have two major ones coming Tuesday and Wednesday this week with DoorDash and Airbnb. Airbnb specifically will focus on that out this morning, increasing their target price for the IPO coming up on Wednesday. It's hard to sit here and talk about trade ideas, or speculate on trade ideas, but I mean, we haven't had a week like this as far as IPOs are concerned for quite some time.
Right.
We have not. I mean, I think the apt comparison is probably going to have to be to Snowflake, which we know biggest tech IPO. Just a monster runner. I mean, even just in the last couple of sessions, Snowflake's gone 50%, and that's not even considering the moves it made on the first day. And I think that's a little bit of what people are expecting here with Airbnb. Whether or not it's going to, make some kind of a crazy like 30, 40, 50% run off of the open. I know liquidity is going to be there. I know I want to be buying that one. And then from there, it's going to be a trading vehicle. And I think Snowflake has shown that even after it consolidated and settled down a little bit, first earnings come through and then we're off to the races once again. And, it's one of those things that if you're going to be an active trader, it's almost impossible to ignore that type of liquidity, excitement, and hype, quite frankly. So, Airbnb will look to have it off of the open. Let's not sleep on DoorDash as well because, ultimately, this is a pretty solid IPO. That one's going to be coming tomorrow. So good on them for going first because Airbnb is certainly what most traders are looking for. And I don't use market on open orders, but I'll certainly be getting in at the open somehow, Sean.
I mean, here's just another, you don't have to get in on the very first opening print or anything. I just want to call Rocket to everyone's attention as well, just because this was, again, another IPO that's pretty recent, back in August. And just to show you some of the action that you get off IPOs, right? Like the first week or two is crazy. So this came out at 18. You can see that's the opening wick. It did go down as low as 1750. So to say that IPOs won't go against you, that's going to be very incorrect. I can give you lots of examples where these charts look the other way, but I'm just going to another big name like Rocket here, 18, and then it closes that day, guys, at 2140. So you did get about a 20% move up even from the open price, and we did get as high as 2250. And then the very next day, we gapped up even higher to $25 before reaching 27. And then it was the third day where we started to retrace and give back everything back down here on Rocket. So to say that Rocket is going to be similar to Airbnb, I'm not 100% sure. We don't know what's going to happen. But the one thing, Brendan, that remains true for all of these IPOs is that there is a lot of retail interest. We do see there's already billions. It was 18 billion valuation back in April when some of the big dogs got their money in, and now it's going to come. We'll see where the price comes, but maybe 40 billion or so valuation. So like a double since April actually seems right considering what the market's done. So look, I'm not going to try to predict where Airbnb is going to trade and what the value is going to be, but I know we'll be long. At least I'll be looking long that very first day. And then DoorDash is before it, right? DoorDash comes tomorrow. So we're looking for DoorDash. The only thing is, guys, don't we've already promised this, and the three of us has talked about this. We'll stay on as long as we can. The Palantir IPO didn't open till 1:30, so we're just fingers crossed that all this happens before 11:30.
Mark Roberts from Sun Lake Strategy, president of Sun Lake Strategy, is joining us. Mark, good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning.
It's Monday. Good to see you once again. Lots to discuss this morning. I want to start things off in the vaccine space. UK coming out saying they're going to start tomorrow after the emergency use was cleared last week. What do we think as far as a timeline? You had a couple of notes in your note this morning as far as things to watch on the vaccine front this morning.
I think this is going to happen awful quickly. In the next 10, 15 days, you're going to start seeing vaccine at least being prepared for frontline workers and those that need it, doctors, nurses, etc. How it gets to the rest of the population, that's still very unclear. The front line will get it very quickly in the next 10, 15 days.
We had some Brexit news coming out at the end of last week. I want to get your thoughts on, just from a higher kind of look here. It doesn't look like this is going to happen as far as an agreement between the EU and the UK for finalizing these details with Brexit. Is there going to be any implications as far as the market is concerned? Do we need to worry about this?
I don't think it's going to affect us one way or the other. I think for them, it's a disappointment. Most people thought that the details would be worked out. In this country, when we had the Canadian-Mexican talks, it came down to the farmers. Again, it's down to the farmers in the EU, and that's a bigger problem as they're much more vocal there than they are here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out over the next few weeks. Big move in the currency market on that news this morning, but equities, as you mentioned, shouldn't be too or terribly affected. As far as earnings are concerned, we had Jinko Solar out this morning with a bit of a disappointment. Overall, we're kind of getting to the end of this earnings reporting season. The solar group as a whole kind of gets pushed to the side when we talk about earnings. Is this one we can pay attention to today?
Yeah, if the solar is not going away, it's definitely here. The problem is the demographics and the geo areas in New York State. Very little solar really pushing through. I noticed in New Jersey, much more so out west, the Southwest, very popular. But the problem is enough people are not signing on. The good thing is the payback went from about 10 to 12 years down to about 4 to 5 years. That's very bullish for the space, but residential hasn't been as quick. And again, that's similar to electric cars, the same kind of thing with gasoline at $2.18. It's hard to shift over. Eventually, these things will happen. They're definitely much more efficient, but for now, they're slow to come.
And we're seeing that downside this morning with JKS. Lots to get to as far as other names that are moving this morning. Let's bring in Neil and Sean here and talk some individual stocks.
Morning, Mark. How was the weekend, my friend?
Very good, thank you. Very, very good. Yours?
Yeah, not too bad. Pretty good. We're -5 here, Celsius. I don't know. You're probably pretty cold where you are there in Jersey, I guess, as well.
Yeah, it's about 28, 32 degrees. There's a little ice on the car.
I mean, December 7th. I mean, what can we cry about? Cry about right now. If you don't like it, get out, as they say. Okay, Tesla. I just want to talk about Tesla. I know Neil, I think, has another name as well. Look, Mark, we're breaking out. We're breaking out again to all-time highs on this name. Tesla today up that 1.2%, taking out 607 right here. On my daily chart, I mean, I pretty much have that right now. This is the daily chart for Tesla. And just ramping up, of course, split adjusted here, 599. If we do that times 5, Mark, we're at 600 times 5, 3,000 Tesla right now today. Pretty impressive. The run from March is what really amazes me. You're basically 10 times from the March bottoms now. $70, again, split adjusted, $71, all the way up to 600 here. Does this move continue? I know it's kind of a hard question to ask, and maybe it's an easy answer, but you answered it quite quick there. You're saying yes.
Yeah, I think you've been going through an interesting backing and filling, but this 600 area, which had given it trouble, it looks like the momentum is here. I think you have to jump on the bandwagon on any dips into that 590-ish
Right.
area, 590, 592. You've got more legs on these.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just highlighting it right here. You're exactly right. This is that whole 590 level. We stopped there at 594. I actually have an order to go long right now. As soon as we break 607, hopefully you'll see me get into this long. This is a 3-minute chart. I like it. I mean, you know, there's no upside targets here with a 1-minute chart. I mean, look at this getting ramped up here as we get into the open, even right now. I mean, we dipped down as low as 601 today. Looks like we're going to break 607, and I'm going to get in, hopefully, ASAP. And there we go, Mark. You're seeing it live right now on tradertv.live. I'm now long 607.10. So wish me luck, and I'm with you. I believe that this is going to be quite a nice little play here. And I'm going to take the advice and just use 600 as a note. And let's see if we can touch 620 today, Mark.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the long on Tesla for sure. You briefly just mentioned you and Brendan talking about Jinko Solar here, and just sort of eyeballing this 56 area, just looking at the daily chart. We're bouncing a little bit here on the pre-market off of this area, but it's going to be hard for me to resist jumping to a breakdown short. Now, you know, I like to throw psychological targets. You know, maybe you get down to that like 50 or whatnot, but what are your thoughts? Maybe sort of shorter term, like end of the rest of the month here in Jinko in particular, and then of course, you know, maybe first Q of next year as well. Does it have a second run in it? Clearly, there's a bit of a turn going on here.
Oh yeah, I think you've got definite room down into those lower 50 areas, 52, 55. On the short term, it's just not a name I'd be adding to a portfolio at this point. The rallies definitely look weak. I'd be better shorting this on any rallies.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I mean, this is going to put you on the spot here, but I mean, Kodak, it just feels like every now and then, you know, Kodak just has to go. Of course, the investigation comes through now, and no wrongdoing. There was a lot of chatter when this I guess shift in business occurred, and they got the loan and it was pulled away. That, you know, $7 or $8 was a pretty reasonable valuation for their new business line, and here we are up, you know, basically twice that. Once again, it's just hard to, and I know this gets squeezed all the time, but what are your thoughts here? I mean, it's hard not for a day trader to look for an opportunity to short this thing.
I think I'm with you. Fading it makes a lot of sense on the short term. Longer term, I'm not sure what the story really is, but I would fade this on the rallies for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sort of with you there. It's just a difficult one to get behind here. But Mark, everyone absolutely loves your perspective. If I I want to quickly ask you just a little bit about AstraZeneca there, because it feels like last time you were on, we talked about some of these names as possible, you know, pullbacks, whether it was Pfizer or, you know, BioNTech, but AstraZeneca in particular. You know, let me actually throw up this 15-minute, because this is what I wanted to show you here. You know, if AstraZeneca looking like if it can get above like 55, 56 area, like it might be actually making a bit of a push to the upside here. So I know last time you'd mentioned maybe fading some of these names because the vaccine names, but is there any change here in AstraZeneca specifically?
AstraZeneca actually had been the laggard. So from a trading point of view, if it can get through this 55-ish area, you've got a few gaps to fill. I think it could be most impressive to 57, 58.
Yeah, good look there. I think we talked about it, and I know a lot of times I'll be talking about fading things, but definitely a good perspective on AstraZeneca. Mark, as always, it's a pleasure, of course, to have you on. Let us know any hints that you have on any of these names as they start moving in, and we'd love to get your perspective, certainly on DoorDash and of course Airbnb. But I got to throw you back to Bren.
Yeah, why don't we? I was going to ask you, Mark, going to be a big week as far as IPOs are concerned. Tuesday and Wednesday, obviously, DoorDash and Airbnb. What are your thoughts on both?
I think they're both going to do extremely well. They've been touted. They've been talked about. Valuations always a little unknown in the beginning. I think it's names that people want to put on the book before the end of the year. In that note, one has to assume money comes out of the market from somewhere, and it's unknown where that'll be, but we should see some selling in some of the previously weaker IPOs. So that would be something I would keep my eye on. One interesting thing with all the IPOs of the last year or so is Lyft, LYFT. $47 now, upgraded today. I think it's 60 as a target. That's one I'd be looking at on pullbacks. That may have nice legs to it.
On our list, in fact, this morning, Lyft is Mark Roberts, president of Sun Lake Strategies. When it comes to, a lot of people watching are going to maybe be trading an IPO, both in DoorDash and Airbnb for the first time. In your opinion, is that something that is advisable if you're coming at these from, the perspective of looking at an IPO for the very first time? How would you approach that?
Assume you have $100. You want to put $25, $30 into it in the early time. Wait and see how it plays out. Putting your $100 in, I think, is a fool's game. It may run, but the volatility in those first few hours is pretty intense. So buying a piece of what you want to own makes a lot of sense, and then basically scale into something if it's a longer term position.
Love that. Great perspective. Mark Roberts, president of Sun Lake Strategies. A pleasure as always. We'll speak to you again on Wednesday.
Thank you so much.
There we go, guys. We'll jump into the rest of the stocks on our list coming up. We'll start off with Apple here, guys. I want to talk about Apple. Interesting story this morning. They came out and reiterated the fact that they're still working on a Mac chips for MacBooks. Specifically, that will rival Intel's chips. So we have Apple not really doing anything. It was lower initially. We got back to positive territory. Intel, the interesting move, though, to the downside this morning on this news.
Yeah, I want to say Intel certainly was the story here, closing it right at this 52 level, bouncing all the way off of 50. Now, there was some pre-market action a little bit lower than that, but I think it's the reflection of this trade is coming back in. I'm going to jump to OBLN. I do have that one. I'm not sure if it's on our watch list, but there was no news on that name. We'll get to it in a second. But Intel, if it approaches that even area again, I think there's going to be a bit of an actionable trade to fade off of that level, just showing you that higher time frame look. And ignore some of these wicks, but it's been a steady climb on lower volume pre-market. Obviously, this is not new. I mean, everyone expected this to be coming through. And Apple's been a relatively sleepy stock. It's we did a market wisdom segment or on our other channel about stocks to own and not trade. Usually Intel's on that list, but I think there might be a trade here today off of the previous close. Might run into resistance off 52. That's the only thing I'd be looking for. I don't know that there's an Apple trade necessarily off of this.
Yeah, we can look at Apple here. Look, Apple's been a little bit, I'm in OBLN as well, decent position, so let's see what happens there with OBLN. Look, Apple's starting to move to the north side here. Yeah, good little early gain there on the MacBook. It's bad for Intel. We talked about that in our watch list. If you're joining us for the first time, we're going over the watch list right now. I'm going to show it to you. I know a lot of you have gotten already, so that's been good. That's good feedback. Here it is, watchlist.tradertv.live. It's completely free. Apple, AstraZeneca, everything on here. We're going to go over these one by one, and this is what we're talking about right now. The new Mac processing chip. So let's just wait to see what it winds up doing here. This is just a 1 minute chart. On Friday, we dipped down as low as, I would love these little bottoms. Let me get off this ellipse there. These little bottoms of 121.50, we never broke that. So if you are bullish on Apple, you got a 121.50 as the bottom. And I think we just take out everything else out to the upside here, as this is a great news story. 122.75. Let's try to see if we can go long on that. The only problem is, man, it's not even 9 o'clock yet. So anything can come down right now. Apple will follow the market. I think it's a big risk to take into anything long, but I'm going to add this to my little list here of different stocks. We're already into Tesla, we're already into OLBN, and we're already into Palantir. So we're going to write down Apple on here. I also do like AMD, but we'll get to that as we go through the list. So I like Apple breaking these levels. We did see this little level that broke, which was about 122.70 on Friday. That tanked down to 121.50. It tried to retake it and failed. So on decent news today, let's see if we retake that 122.70. I'm writing it down.
Yeah, I was just noting some of the other members of that group, including AMD that Sean mentioned there, in positive territory as well. Not a bad look as far as chip makers are concerned. We mentioned it initially right off the bat as we came on this morning, but AstraZeneca to the upside this morning. India's government talking about fast-tracking their approval process for both Pfizer and AstraZeneca's vaccine. Morgan Stanley out with an upgrade this morning, guys, on AZN as well.
Yeah, and like we just talked with Mark there, I mean, it's only at 1%, so I mean, no fade there when you're not really gapping much of anything. But you're sort of looking at last week's action, a couple of tops here, 55 to 55 half. I might like the latter a little bit better, but you know, it hasn't done a ton of volume this pre-market. But I think if we get a bit of a top end break, we try to take that into 55 and then 55 half. You just sort of give it down and ignore that wick down. It's about that pre-market. This pre-market low in here, you know, around either 54 even, or if you like it a little bit deeper than that, fair enough, give it a few pennies. But you know, AstraZeneca looks like it could be one that is on the push already. It's found a little bit of support down 52 area, and as Mark said, I kind of agree. There might be some scalp longs if you're into that sort of thing in AstraZeneca. I did get into Kodak, guys. You'll sort of see it. I don't know if it popped in on the bottom. So it broke that 1280, and that was the level I was watching here. It's for a retracement play. I did miss the opportunity once, sort of bungled in and out when I was putting a stop in there. Now going to catch it on the same roll. Now this breaks above like this 13 quarter to 1330 area. I'll walk away and then see what happens if it tries to take out the top. But 1380 to 14 was a level when I went back on the daily chart. If it can hold a buck lower than that, fantastic. This 12 quarter bottom needs to get broken, certainly. I would definitely take some out in front of it. I think that's worthwhile, but from there, let's see if Kodak isn't a bit of a retracement play. Just got to watch out. The squeeze could be on. One I will not average into between 925 and 930. That could be suicide.
I was invested in AstraZeneca, and I did dump it. I think it was 54, 53. I'll double check for you guys after, but it was in this area. Mark was dead right. That's why I invested in it, because it was a laggard. And then now today, apparently India and a few different news spots here about the virus. I mean, what else is new here as we go? I think the virus is going to get solved. The vaccines are already here. I mean, it's not a rocket science kind of prediction that we're making here. Again, I don't know. I got to figure out why some of these charts don't backfill here. I'm going to clear the cache and see what does happen. But yeah, I still think we're stuck. We got to get above this level, 56. So until we're there on AZN, Brendan, I'm going to be a pass. That OBLN, though, now is rocking and rolling here to the downside as we just keep on capturing out some profits on OBLN. You can see where we're short. Same thing, I think, as all of us. 157 there on the short. I think it's 156 I have. We've just been cashing it on the low 150s. Let's see if it winds up breaking here.
Yeah, long way to go for that one. Again, no significant news as far as we can see for OBLN. Let's bring in Arun here. We'll have a discussion on the futures, see what levels we need to be aware of. As far as this morning is concerned, Arun, we're trying to get back to positive territory here, heading in the right direction, but back in that kind of same zone we were talking about last week.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time, especially in the afternoon and on Friday, in this area between 85, I think up to 95. There's a lot of action. So, I mean, given what happened overnight, I would like to be on the short side, but the current momentum is to the long side. So between 85 and 95, I'm looking for shorts. We're not there yet. 87.05 is the level of the overnight high. So that will be the level that I'll be working with as a stop if I do go short. But apart from that, there really is not a lot to do. You're waiting for a short. I don't have anything on the long side just yet in terms of stops. So I'm looking for a short, don't have anything yet. If we, of course, break through 70, we might open up the downside a bit more. But for now, 85 to 95, there's a lot of action here, especially for Friday, and it seems like from overnight as well. So 85 to 95 is going to be a little area to keep an eye on. We might take some time to get through there. If we get through there, then it could easily go up to 87.05 and actually break through the top of the overnight. So for now, I'm just gonna be waiting, seeing how this opens through or how the open comes in. And if we can get some action on the sell side, then a short could be a real good possibility, especially in this area.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow morning with Arun before we get going as far as the market is concerned. Just saw a note on Interactive Brokers. IBKR apparently experiencing technical difficulties. So anyone trading through Interactive Brokers might be having A little bit of difficulties this morning. I had a look at the stock, but it's really not doing anything in the pre-market here. Volumes barely readable at this point, but down slightly, 1.5%. But yeah, apparently Interactive Brokers experiencing technical difficulties on their platform. Let's go on to Eastman Kodak. We talked to Mark briefly about this already, but we'll have a more in-depth look as far as levels are concerned. It hasn't been up here in quite some time, but the Wall Street Journal reporting over the weekend that the Inspector General of the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation said there was no wrongdoing on either side when it comes to the $765 million government-backed loan. If you remember, going back months and months, the Trump administration administering this loan for them to develop vaccine ingredients. It wasn't actually vaccine work, but it was vaccine ingredients for Kodak, guys.
Yeah, I mean, look, making films, chemical process, so is making ingredients for vaccines. This is something that Fuji did as well, jumped into that business. You know, Kodak, you said it hasn't been here in a while, and it's exactly true. We did have a push back up if you go into September that took us to 1250, and then another one a month earlier than that got us to this 13, I guess 75 area or ish that we ran away from this morning. So. Obviously, there is the chance that we've seen squeezes on Kodak before, and there's a chance it might be squeezing again. But if I see a consolidation like this, it pulls off of those highs beneath one of those levels, the 75 in particular, sort of right on this 1250 double bottom here in the pre-market. Basically fading off of this one. I'm going to take it first off of this 13 to 1335 area short, and then see if it can't bust through 1225. I would not hold through the high of the day. Certainly, there's a decent chance, we've seen it before with Kodak, that the volume comes into the buy side at 930, and then you don't want to get caught in a squeeze. If there is a squeeze to the upside through the top, I'll be looking to short it, obviously, at some point. I think that goes without saying. This is just a little bit too much. I don't know, it shouldn't be up 2x on something like this.
Yeah, let's find out. I apologize. I downloaded the platform. I didn't load it up here today to find out what the shortable interest was on Kodak, because that's going to be a good one. So maybe if Brendan, if you have that quick, I know you're doing so much. I hate asking it. But I'm going to wait. I think Neil just went over some levels there, but 1235, the bottom. I already have the order to go short if it does break this 1230 area. But I do want to go long if the shortable interest, of course, is somewhat extended here. Like if it's more than 20-30%, I think that's probably worth it. This is 1340 right here on the top for Kodak, so I think we can easily take that out. Okay, so Tesla comes all the way down, and I tried to get more but failed. I was getting a little too greedy here at 6. I was at 605.21, so I think a dark pool might have printed down here at 605.14. So we were just waiting ahead of this 605.20 area. We did miss it. We're trying to average in to this Tesla. It's not a big position. As you guys know, we're not taking, I told you already, we're not going to take a monster spot until we open. So, and even then, it won't be very monstrous. We're going to give it to 600 break. So I like a 605 here. And then if we do get another share of Tesla here, shares of Tesla at 605.20, then we'll probably use this little bottom here of 603.50 on half, and then we'll see. Palantir is still going to the upside. There's so much stock to talk about it here. It's only 907, but our OBLN looking, Neil, finally looking to break through 150. I've been getting out. Like I said, this was actually a pretty decent position because I had no fear of the upside because we're right here. So when we get a 15-cent break to the upside, I'm fine holding. Even if you have 1,000 shares, it's $150. Should be okay for many of us, Brendan.
All right, let's talk about Kodak here. I'll show you the number. You said, what was the low end there, 20, Sean?
Yeah, I was going to say 20 to 30.
Yeah,
Perfect.
bang on.
Bang on, yep.
19.8 there for the short interest. On Kodak, look at this. Volume tracker as well. Live look there at the volume already approaching 15 million shares for Kodak in the pre-market here. So hard to avoid that at this point. We're just past 9 o'clock. Let's go on to Xpeng here, updating their follow-on offer. We talked about the offer news of the offer last week. So an additional 40 million ADS shares representing 80,000 Class A shares being added to that, proceeds being used for typical expenses for XPEV. Guys, big down move here.
It just has yet to find a real bottom. I mean, obviously it had a nice little bounce when you saw last week. There was several names in the EV space coming through early in the week with a big bounce. And it just grinded right back to the downside, and we took that one out. So 46 is sort of come and gone, and now come again. And that's the level I'm watching. It's the first level I wrote down when I sat down here. So I just sort of feel like if we're going to hold 46, maybe it's got a bit of a climb in it. My first inclination is to fade off of this and then look at a 45.75, 45.50 area, using 46 as a quick out. I want to get away from the idea of using this high here at 46.80 as an opening, I guess, resistance point. That'll give me you're risking like $1 if you take this short in this range here and then you give it to that 46.80. So I'd rather take that short off the open if I can get it, give it to that 46, tighter stop. If it busts through, I can always reevaluate. My first look is to continue to go to the south side on this particular name. I just want to, that OBLN that we're all looking at the short in here, there was a 158 buyer that got broken. Obviously, that's the first move to the downside, but 150, no size, just seeming like it's refreshing every single time. So there's somebody buying shares at 150, and it seems like they're holding things up, or at least for now.
I got a bid in there now at 51 as well on that name. So yeah, I wrote down the same thing as you, Neil. XPEV 46 at the very top. You can see that right there with Neo 42, but we've already taken that out. I did get out for a small hit. We were 1 week too late, apparently. We got Friday $45 calls last Friday, and then we were able to get out. I think it was Wednesday or so when we dipped down to 46. It actually ran huge in the money, and then we were able to get out a little bit for flat. But what the point of what I'm getting at here is I think you can even run more options into XPeng right now. They're going to have, apparently it's an offering that's coming, so watch out below. This is that little 41, 45 level that we had. This is what we liked on Palantir when we were doing this on Palantir, kind of like down here where we based out, we got a level, and then we took off. So I think the same thing needs to be looked at on the upside as it was on the downside right now. So this level right here is that 45, which is why we loved the 45 strike price, because when it hits there, I really do think that we could collapse at least down to 38, 39. Maybe the top here is 35. I mean, I know that's a big call from these levels, but we, just I was gonna say 2 weeks ago, but I guess it's a week and a half ago, we were at 73. So you're almost chopped in half here in a week with only 2 up days. So I'm not super bullish on this name. However, I don't hate the long, especially if we get back here to 48.50. Some of these bottoms on Friday, I think, can be looked at. And then even this break upside here, 46.75, seems to be legit. Let's throw up the imbalance locator, something that nobody else has or nobody else will give you except for Trader TV Live. Neil, we'll get to that. Actually, we can do that now. Neil's not on our watch list, I don't think, so we can talk about this real quick. It's a 520,000 share sell. The news just keeps the same here for EVs. I think this space is heated. We keep talking about that. I'll be trying longs on NEO, so you don't have to worry about that. And then the one that I wrote down was a 42 break. That's already happened. Let's use 42 now as a bottom, and we'll check the imbalance as we get closer to 9:30.
All right, guys, we'll move on to DraftKings next. We talked to Mark about this, but JP Morgan with an upgrade on DraftKings this morning. We also had Foxwood Resorts and Casino coming out announcing they've signed a multi-year, multi-channel agreement, that was their language, with DraftKings for some sports betting. So another positive catalyst there for DKNG.
Yeah.
It's basically been grinding down for the last couple of weeks, and I feel like at least there's something to look at with this 48 to 49 area here if we can get a bit of a bounce off. Now, everything I see at this chart just tells me breakout 49, just take the pre-market top, take a 50 break. You look at that support that sort of formed in last week, and it sort of seems like the obvious play. On the flip side of that, Sean, every time I've basically tried to do this at the open on DraftKings, it's been a hit. So, ideally, it shakes that trade out, makes a bottom a little bit later on in the session, and then you pick this one up and then get a bit of a later move. And that's, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I'm thinking today with DraftKings. I'm sure that just means the reverse is going to happen here.
Well, you might be right. You can be wrong or right there. We did pick up some Tesla there, right where we said we would, 605.21, giving us an average price now of 606.15. So we're back in the game, and we're going to use 603 as our breaking spot there for some of the shares, half actually to be exact. One in. We'll use half if it breaks 603 out of the downside. So I think that we still have a big day ahead of us for Tesla, hoping. So anyways, look, if you're joining us for the first time, I've already brought up the DraftKings 20-minute chart. I think that's something valuable to look at. It's just on a downward spiral here, and it's slow grind down, right? And so this kind of news today doesn't seem to be huge on DraftKings. Again, as I just review it, multi-channel deal with Foxwoods. That's a big casino in the East. So I don't mind that deal. But this is that 49 level that we keep talking about. We dropped down to it on December the 2nd last week. We dropped to 49 and then ripped up to 51.50. We're bouncing off 49 right here. 49 was the bottom on Friday. And then over here, back in November, you had 49 tops everywhere. Here. So this is the whole week. We bounced off 49. Even back here, back to the 18th, 49 was an issue. And then 49 was a bottom. So to say it's not my favorite number, but 49 today seems to be pretty key here for DraftKings. So let's see if we can't get along, maybe ahead of 49. I'd even take it now, but I'd like to see what happens. And then, guys, if you break 49, we did wick below here. We got as low as 48.90. That doesn't mean anything to me. I think if we break 49, we could see a stopping point, not directly down, but 47 would be the next spot here. So I'm looking to hold 49. I'm going to put a bid down here, low side 49s. See if we can't catch it off maybe a little dirty move off the open. See if we get like a 49.10 or 49.15, something like that. And then we'll run it back here to VWAP, hopefully 49.80, and start our day off right. But I'm not going to pay up for DraftKings. I'd rather see what it does here around 49. It doesn't seem like it's a big enough deal to move the needle off that number.
Yeah, it was interesting to learn this morning when I read that JP Morgan, it was an initiation. It wasn't an upgrade from JP Morgan, but they initiated coverage. I thought they were already reviewing DraftKings, but initiating with a neutral rating at $48. So that was the JP Morgan aspect. Yeah, Neil was just asking me in our chat about this Fisker. And here we go. A couple of headlines, guys, on FSR to talk about here. They've signed an agreement, first off, with UK automotive group Cox, C-O-X, and Rivus, R-I-V-U-S Fleet Solutions. And then the other one was they've named London as a location for the country's first consumer experience center, whatever that means. So FSR, if we want to have a look at Fisker here, guys, FSR moving.
Yeah, I mean, this area has been a lot of consolidation, this like 16, 17, 18. Remember the other day when all of the Chinese EV names, Sean, were downside? I was like, what do you do? It's like, I'll buy some Fisker today. That ended up being a good idea back then. I feel like maybe you get a little similar thing here on an 18 even break. This just came off 25%, so certainly some. Actually, check that, more than that. It actually came off. It's just like 30 to 40% to the upside in the last couple of sessions. But I definitely like this 18 even break. Maybe even if it gives you a shot to pull back off of 17, I'm going to like that as well. So yeah, late news here. This is what it's all about. Thank you, Brendan, for bringing this to our attention. I definitely like Fisker here. I'm going to take the even break. If it doesn't go, I'll probably look for a dip buy in the interim off the 17. But one way or another, I like the long here.
Yeah, I'm going to hit the Tesla sign here because obviously nothing to do with Fisker, but the same business spot here as Tesla now goes right back into the money for us. So this could be a nice trade, man. I'm really excited about this one going to the upside here now in Tesla. Back into the money on that one. We are 18 cents also in the money on Palantir. The reason why we did this, I see a lot of talk here, so we'll talk about it. I trade this a lot. As you know, Friday was a bad day. Like my only negative day on Palantir, I think, since we pretty much started trading it for you. We're already long this name sub 10. So that's why we look at it as an investment at this point, not necessarily a trading tool, but it's one of the better trading ones out there. This is the move it had on Friday, man. We took the break off early. We're able to get some out, and then we averaged in long and got smoked down here to the downside. Not smoked, but it was our largest loser downside. Just kept breaking levels. 24 didn't hold at all. Cracked down. We actually were able to get short. I just want to look at some of these bottoms. Like these are solid bottoms. Like you even have this wick down here at 23.50 where it said no and then stopped and started ripping back upside right to 24.50 off that bottom. Same thing here. It rejected that bottom of 23.50. No, right back to 24.12. And again, it tries to get there. No, right back to 24. So again, like I'm going to go long on Palantir and just use this 23.50. But remember what I already said to you guys on Friday. If you can't hold it down to this 23.50 level, then you have too many shares. So you gotta wait for this kind of a break. If you're gonna play with me and go long side on any kind of a break today, let's see, let me put this down to a 3-minute. And the reason why I'm spending more time on this is because we do get a lot of questions about Palantir, obviously, here in the chat. This level 24.40 here, kind of choppy around this area. I don't know. I mean, I like to say if we can get back to 25, that would be pretty smooth. But right now, man, I don't have much on Palantir. If we're going to do anything, it's going to be 24.40. I'd rather wait for 24.50. You know, I like to play the even 50 level. So we'll go long 24.50. But realistically, if we can get into this 23X area down here where we can defend 2350, that's where we'll put on some shares. So I'm talking about 2370, 75, 80s, things like that, so that when we take a hit, it's only 30 or 40 or 50 cents if it does break. Because right now, man, I feel like we're in no man's land right here on Palantir. Let's check the buy and bounce before I throw it back to Brendan, though. It was on here. Now I don't even, there it is.
There it is.
261,000. So today, very, very small. We do have Kodak. I know Neil's running that short, I think, now,
Yeah,
but
still.
we're not blowing out the top yet on Kodak anyways, so this one's kind of just moving around. So Neo, Kodak, Bank of America all on the top here, Brendan.
All right, guys, another one on that list, Ford. Just see on the sell side there. Not a huge move in the pre-market, but quickly thoughts on, it's not really doing anything. Quickly thoughts on, they're delaying the Bronco until late summer. They're saying it was supposed to be spring, but the Bronco not until late summer. 90,000 pre-orders filled like that when it first was released.
Yeah. Look, we know the Broncos a big story, and this is why we've been projecting. And Brendan, I mean, how long ago did you talk about the Bronco? The minute that Brendan said he liked it, I was like, okay, we'll go into that one. And honestly, man, we've been long Ford since 675 on this break. Look at the daily chart here on Ford. And again, you know, it just made sense to us. Had a bottom down here, and it was a nice one. So there's a 650, very much bottom. As soon as we broke through VWAP right around here, it was about 675-ish. We did take that long, and we've been recommending Ford all the way. And then they come out with the great news about the Bronco. But we already knew that it was going to be oversubscribed. I guess, to talk about an IPO term there, for the release date on that. So we're going to look at a bottom here of 930. It's this, again, this is a 3-minute chart. Ford's not overly exciting by any stretch of the imagination, but we'll wait to see what it wants to do today. It's still down, so I don't think this news is super important, but it is definitely worth noting here that Ford does have that imbalance as well, that you saw 400,000 shares to sell. So watch out. NASDAQ coming down a little bit. The ES really isn't moving, but we are nervous a little bit about Ford. I don't think this is a long spot. If anything, we wait to 950.
Yeah, I'm sort of with you on that one. Maybe even if it finds the support a little bit lower than this. But Brendan, I want to jump over to Lyft if we can. Just skip ahead. Of course, we're going over our watch list right now. You'll see Lyft in there. They did get an upgrade, Piper, positive note on Lyft, and it's already been climbing. Oh, where'd my crosshairs go? It's already been climbing on a break during just last week through 42, 47.50. We like those psychological levels. That's current pre-market top. Sort of primed for a bit of a breakout here on Lyft. Now, it's not a tremendous amount of volume pre-market, but that's sort of the MO of Lyft that makes it tricky. You know, I would never take Lyft all in off an open break or in the pre-market. Certainly, sometimes it'll try to shake you out, and if that happens, looking at like 47 to the backside here, if we can pick up some lift. But I'm going to try my hand at a 47.50 break in the event it does happen off the open. Small amount of size in that offer, like 20,000 shares or so, but Lyft definitely in play this morning.
Piper Sandler with the upgrade on Lyft. They actually came out on Sunday with an entire positive note on Lyft and how it's been able to kind of maintain throughout the pandemic with so much or such a decrease in demand for most of their businesses. I want to go down to Hennessy Capital Acquisition Corporation, HCAC. Back to the EV space here, guys, with Hennessy. Big move up here, almost 30%, 1.5 million shares traded already. There's a few things to note as far as this one is concerned. If you remember, this is the Canoe EV SPAC, so they will transition to, I want to get this right, GOEV. Once it is approved and they go to their own symbol, it'll be GOEV. So they have set the date for December 21st to vote on that merger. There's supposed to be a prototype for this vehicle released at some point this week. So a couple of different news stories here when it comes to Hennessy, guys, but big move up here.
Yeah, if you guys didn't like what the Candies car looked like, you're probably not going to like Hennessy. I should not trade the stock because my last exam in university, I celebrated, and Hennessy was the choice. So that's like, you know, everyone has that drink. It's like that's that drink for me. But all kidding aside, they're more like these like weird little cube sort of. I don't even know how to describe. Maybe we'll try to find a picture of these this name, but a California company here, Canoe. It's already made a bit of a, and I say bit, but a significant push to the upside just in the last couple of sessions. So we've seen this type of announcement when you've already made the push sort of be boring to the upside today. So I'm looking to potentially fade this one off of this 18 area at the top. looking to see if we can hold down, but the volume's okay, and it's looking a little bit strong for me. Like, it's managed to hold both 17 even, and then a couple levels to the upside here. Lift, of course, it happens, right? So I get the 47.50 break pre-market, which, not necessarily to plan, but you make sure you have maybe like a quarter to a third of the regular size. I still like it on the dip to 47 even. I'm probably going to be fading HCAC today off of that 18. If it breaks out, fair enough. But my first look is to be shorting this because it feels like after the 3-day run, it might be a little bit baked in.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know much about HCAC there. We're already in Tesla. You guys know that. I'm already a shareholder in Fisker as well as Nikola. But Nikola is pretty small. Actually, they're the same, Nikola and Fisker. So we're going to wait to see which one of those pops. The one that I'm definitely an investor in off of a beautiful bottom near 75 is Advanced Micro. I think Advanced Micro will lead the day here as OBLN, Neil.
Yes,
cash. And we'll start the day off here with a nice little big trade on that one. So we'll dance that off with a couple gorilla dancing here as OBLN just continues to go downside. I don't know why my charts don't update anymore, but here it is on a 3-minute chart. We are nicely short and cashed out there before we broke through 50, and now we're holding just a little more than half of this trade as we go to the downside. What I wanted to bring up was AMD, though. AMD's riding high, man. I mean, we love AMD here, 930, 95.36 here as a break for the open. I do like that. But remember, guys, off Friday here, I did want to show you. Look what happened off the open of AMD. We did like it. I was loving this long, 92.73. I actually wrote it down. It was on my old list from last week there. I actually have it right here. I can show it to you. No, that's not the right day. That's CrowdStrike earnings day. But anyways, 95 down here. So now we like it. That was the break. I mean, look at the open. Crazy. Nice little move back upside and just kept going. So right now, I'm kind of on the same tip right now. I like a 95.35 break. We're up right now. The NASDAQ just turns positive about 10 minutes ago. So that's good news for AMD. We're high side on this one. Apple news. Making their own chips. AMD's already the king of that town right now for gaming. Well, NVIDIA is, but I think AMD can catch them. So 95.30, we're looking at that with this little 95 VWAPer there. So if we do wind up taking a long, no way we get smoked because we will use this 95 as our out. So I am liking this one, man, 95.36 to the high side. And also, what's up to Shakib? What's up to Jarhead? What's up to everybody who's part of Hydration Nation? I left this in the car, so it got completely frozen. But now we're all good, guys, as we go. Stay hydrated. Only 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, a few minutes to go here, guys. I want to start with showing you this. If we can throw my screen up there, guys. Yeah, this is it. This is the Hennessy vehicle. So they're targeting the transportation sector, so cabs, ride sharing, things of that nature. For their car. So that's a picture, anyways, of the prototype that's supposed to be released this week. We'll see. Transamine Acquisition Corporation. There's 2 SPACs, guys, on our list this morning. I can't remember the last time that happened. They're going to take a company called PaySafe public. So that'll be traded under PSFE once this deal is done. But BFT in New York is the ticker for this one, guys.
Yeah. This is a little bit more, I mean, it seems like every single SPAC is in the EV space, so it's kind of nice to get a little something different. And I would be thinking about it to the long side, if not for anytime I see this heavy of a retracement, and this is pretty much exactly what the OBLN chart looks like, it just screams one of those like pullbacks. So I'm going to be holding off for 11 even on a bounce play in this name. I just feel like that's going to be a little more prudent. I do have 3 positions on, and I have to get over to Kodak because it's starting its rollover here. And obviously, you guys went over the short interest. I believe that number was 19%. So it still could squeeze. It's right in this 25 to 13 even range, 12.25 to 13 even range. I do have close to the top, not perfect. I definitely want to take some out in front of this support and then try to hold on for the rest in case it does break to the downside. I think you can always short pops, short breakdowns if those things happen. And of course, I just got into that lift pre-market as well. But Kodak trying to roll over here and failing. I might have to move the stop to 13 because it was a big seller there. No need to wait till 13.35, I think.
Yeah, I'm just noticing that Canada is increasing its option to buy more vaccines from Moderna. So that's a nice little pop there. Not a pop for Moderna, but just a pop for us here in Canada, I guess. We only have 40 million people, so 40 million more vaccines. We'll take them as we go 156.50 out of the upside if you're looking to play Moderna, up that 1%. It's been a violent name, obviously, off open. You could see a nice little move down. That was bad on Friday. So we're going to watch Moderna look at 157 here for the top. That OBLN's come back. Our Palantir, just so you guys are aware, I did take off 10% here at 24.21. Now we're near that 24.50, so we may break that off the open, but we're already long 24.07, so I think it's worth it. 25 again, 24.50 sort of take off that top on Palantir.
All right, guys, so if you're looking at that, just quickly before we get to this, I want to mention PaySafe. That BFT is already traded over in London, so it's a UK-based digital payment processing firm coming to the US markets through that SPAC. So I just wanted to clear that up. TNXP, 62% here, sitting right at $1. So $1 even, the bottom end of the range. This one popped up this morning, by far the most volume in the pre-market, but really not doing a heck of a lot. They had positive phase 3 results on a fibromyalgia treatment that they're working on for TNXP, guys.
Yeah, I have a 98 stop to go short on TNXP if it breaks that, but it's been holding that level so well, and of course $1, always a psychological. We only got about 30 seconds to go here. We each got 3 positions. Wow, a little reverse. I got 1 long, 2 short. Sean's got 2 long, 1 short. So we're sort of even Stevens on this Monday morning. Plenty of names to watch. Kodak trying to make a move here. Of course, Palantir, Tesla. Yay, buddy. We've been waiting for this one to go up. So, I mean, 610 looks like a big level as well. But let's drop this countdown to get this week started. A little IPO week. Valeri's on the bell here. So 8, 7, and 6. There we go. Don't make her jump. Don't break that bell, Valeria. Let's get this party started. 2 and 1.
Okay, so now we're open, ready to rock and roll here as we watch the stocks. Tesla coming downside here. We are long, remember 603 or so. We'll get out of that one. We'll just have to see how it opens up. Probably in a little bit too early here, needless to say, on Tesla. So here comes 603 to break. That's okay. We're going to give it to 600 bottom there if that does happen. Palantir, man, we went long at 55. We were already long at 05. So here's a nice little win for us on PLTR. Let's start taking some of this one off. Nice little rip to the upside here. Yes, we got this one, 24.55. A nice little win there. Took some off at the top 60s and 70s, guys. Violent name.
Yeah, and there goes lift. In lift too early, so Tad take that one off for the hit. We just got some shares out of Kodak at 47.
There goes Tesla, by the way.
We get that one. Sorry, yeah, 12.30-ish or so. Trying to test to the bottom. Still got that nice little short. Just got Fisker on the break to the upside as well.
Boom! There goes Tesla, guys. Big trade right there. Big trade alert. We hit the sirens. Let's go, Tesla. $5, $6 in the money now. We just took some out. So what a big trade. Go, Tesla. Go, Tesla. We're starting it off already. Arrows up, chicken dinner winners, bangers everywhere. Palantir, Neil, monster trade on this side as well for Palantir. Bang, bang, and more bangs as we say, oh, Canada. What a big day this has been already. Let's keep going for Palantir. Let's get some out. 24.95. Big trade alert. OBLN, Tesla, and Palantir. 3 different stocks, but hammered them all 3. Let's go.
Also get the hammer out for that TNXP. It just broke that 98. Brennan mentioned it to you of that $1 even. Kodak had to take profit on that one. 13 just broke. We're going upside on Kodak, so I'm all out. We'll make a little bit on the first end, and oops, we accidentally went long, so we'll just get out. Sometimes, every now and then, you get that accidental long and it works out for you, so that one's going to happen here. But that's entirely a fluke. OBLN and TNXP, those are small caps that are going to the downside for me, but Fisker break. This is not participating. I want to see if I can pick some up off of 1770, but this one coming all the way back in, so not participating with Tesla here, Brent, or Sean.
Yeah, it does. I mean, we are just like, as I just go crazy here, getting orders in, man. What a big monster day already. $9 now in the money on Tesla. Let's go. We talked about this with Mark Roberts, guys, and we had this one on, and it's a big banger. There it is. Big trade here for Tesla. Let's just keep on going to the upside, man. Long 605. We're at 615 now, and still ripping to the high side there. So we didn't show the top traders. Maybe we'll be on it tomorrow. 615 to the upside right now as it just keeps on going. Oh, by the the way, we still have Palantir as well, as that's going to the high side there. 24.55, nice little 50-cent win. And we did just take Kodak. I don't know what happened there. Did it break to the upside? We do have Kodak long now. Not a big position, but we are long Kodak. I guess it ripped up. Someone got short sold there, I guess, through 13.50. Short squeezed, I guess. That's where we're long, but it's small, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to try to come back here. I'll try to line up that TNXP and, of course, OBLN for you. But I just got back into Kodak when I saw it break to the upside, stop me out of the initial short, and then sort of slam right back down. And what's wrong with the scaling of this chart? There you go. And then sort of jump right back to the downside. So I'm going to go again off this 13 area. You saw the failure through that 1350, but I'm taking another shot here in Kodak short. Brennan, what's up?
On from the list this morning, guys, we had NNDM on the list following news of a big offering that came out this morning. That was all the way down at $6. But breaking high side here, took out that high from the pre-market for Nano Dimensions, guys.
All right, NASDAQ hits record highs right now, so no surprise there as a lot of these stocks are moving around. Tesla coming off. Tesla did get as high as 615. I'm probably just going to hold this back to this VWAP, which is coming back awfully soon for Tesla. So a big trade regardless. I'm happy no matter which way we slice this one. But yeah, 607 or so. I'm willing to hold this one, man. Let's just see what Tesla does here. 609.
Slicing it like the Highlander cutting heads off with that Tesla trade. I absolutely love that one. I don't know. I hear you say slice, and I've been wanting to use that for a little bit. So there it goes, Sean.
Yeah, good one. And here it comes back to the upside again. So nice one, little move. Let's see if we take out 615. Big trade alert on Tesla. Big trade alert on OBLN, man. Short here, 156. And then ding, 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 out. Beautiful trade there for me as well. And then we did get out of the majority. We only have 30% left of Palantir. It looks like it failed at 25. No surprise. Look, you guys wanted a trade on this one. I gave you this exact trade. 24.50 to the break side. We were long 24.07. Out there, long again, and out to the upside. So now we just got to hope that Kodak can make its way back to the high side, guys.
Yeah, I mean, again, Kodak slams down. I get some out in the 50s, and then it comes right back to the upside. So I'm going to continue to just say I'm short in front of 13, and from now on, I need to get better prices than this. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to hang for a bigger move on Kodak. Just not going to be too stubborn with it. I have been working my way out of TNXP, of course. This one, both $1 even. I think if you're looking at that, maybe a better trade, of course, but I was waiting for 98s. You're seeing this sort of hold 90 even here. I think we can get better than 10% on this. I think we can go all the way back down to an 80 level, maybe even a 20% retracement from that 8 even break. Oh, sorry, that $1 break. There's just no reason not to hang on to this short trade, guys. Unfortunately, Fisker did not hold up, so that one's not going to work out. Only the shorts for me in the money here. And HCAC, I don't know how I managed to miss that one, but it just broke downside. Got to get into that short. It seems like my stop order missed. Brendan, what's up?
Just checking on Vroom. It's an e-commerce platform for the used car market. Looks like Goldman Sachs had a 1.2 million share block print on this one this morning, but huge pop since then. You can see there it is there, yeah, in the pre-market. Huge volume going off, but just ripped up to 33.80 there for VRM, guys.
That's hilarious about NEO because I wrote down here with multiple stars, 42.60 there on NEO, and look what NEO's doing right now. Yeah, 42.60, hilarious. Like, where's my bid? Like, why don't I just put down on here what I want? There it is right there, NEO, 42.60, multiple stars there. We're gonna look at AMD now and then Apple next, but we missed that one, guys. Too busy just destroying everything else. Like Tesla right now, $13 in the money up here at 618. That's a good, $13. That's a good trade. And then Palantir's 25 cents. OBLN, we're out of that one as it comes all the way back, man. We're not out, we still have a small position there. And then coming back from the dead is Kodak a little bit. We did cash them out. We realized that we took it on this blowout. The top there, not a great trade, so we did get some out as we went back to 13 around VWAP, but here comes right back in. This is a monster day for me, guys, already. This Tesla's been just such a day maker. It could be a week maker here, guys, just to let you know what kind of damage we're doing here on TSLA.
And of course, should have made sure I had the locates on that HCAC. It is breaking to the downside. I'm going to see how cheap, or I don't know, maybe it's going to be expensive for us to short it. Thankfully, it's actually bouncing off this 1650 area, so I'm probably going to get a better price. But that fact is 100% fluke, guys. I should have already had this one on the 17 break. But if it gives me a better price, I'm certainly going to take this one short. There we go. What? Look at that. We should have had these free. A third of a cent. Wow. Okay, so that was obviously very, very cheap there. Again, I'm going to be shorting this HCAC. Just got in off of that 17 break. Kodak heading towards the upside. Remember, 14.25 is the high. If it rolls over there, I'll take it again. But in and out, I take some profit for 20, 30 cents, and then I lose 20, 30 cents on the back end off that 13 area.
Wow, Boeing. Yeah, I hear that. Yay. Wow, Boeing. Again, so many missed opportunities. Join us live early, man, where we talked about these bottoms. Damn it. But Boeing, bang, as we throw out hot dogs. Our call on Boeing, guys, 217. We're super happy. Hot dogs as well as Kodak right now taking out the top. Let's go. Bang! We're still long Kodak. We're making all this money back. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day. Backflips for everyone on this day, guys. Kodak mooning right now. Let's keep going, buddy. 83%. Give it to us, Bren.
Another one to look at, guys. I was looking at that Boeing as well. It doesn't always have to be fresh news. Remember, Boeing with a big move. Jinko Solar here with earnings, guys, came back from 59 straight to 64 on market open there. It was up 4.5% for JKS as well.
And look, I said I wanted to be shorting in this name, and it was either going to be a break of the low, but check this out. Look at this 65 area. This is an obvious fade for me, like a multi-day top here off of that 65. I'm taking my shot off that level on Jinko. I did finally, and I guess it kind of took forever, HCAC. I got that at 17, so I'm going to work that one off of its top. The rollover happened on Kodak, started to happen, but it wasn't at that 14.25, so I did not get into that short off the pre-market high just yet, but I am taking this Jinko off of 65 even.
Yeah, good couple outs there as we get out of Kodak. Now we're holding a quarter, less than a quarter of our position on Kodak. Let's just wait to see, man. Our best out there, 82 or 81s or 82s off of a 1350 long. We're still going to use this as the very bottom. If we lose, we lose, man. It is what it is. $12 winner right now on Tesla. Back to 212, 213 is where we're going to get out as VWAP has now come up. So we're going to keep riding this one to the high side, man. And look at this one. You want a big winner? Spin it. For Palantir, spin it, guys. There it is. Big win for Palantir. Here's another 70-cent winner. Follow me on Twitter, man. I'm going to post these plays up very, very soon. You guys know all these calls that I've given you today. So far, we have the Tesla in the pre-market. I hope you guys like that one. Palantir in the pre-market and gave you 24.50. That has been a big one. And then Kodak, we took that off the break. That one's kind of been meh. AMD's not doing anything, and then Boeing's been a big one. Give it, Bren.
Another one to look at, Chinese internet company Bilibili, guys, just popping up on a volume scanner, 3.5%. This is all-time highs for this one. Just broke $70 there, straight through to 70.5 for BILI.
And just got to continue to go to this one. It's literally a backflip here. And TNXP, the volume was so good. When you get a break of an even level like a dollar like this, it's just not, I'm not saying it's free money, but it's such an obvious level to play. I took 98s, obviously, but 90 is now holding somewhat firm, and you get that 10% move, and then you get some support. I'm now out of half the position. I want to roll the rest to see if we can get 80s. I talked about 80 and liking that level. I'm going to see if we can't get that target. Jinko Solar, I just got into this one. Let's see what'll happen off this 65. It's just sort of an obvious. You go to the daily chart, I mean, we're all going to see the same thing here. And I'm standing a bit in front of the train. The 15-minute chart. Standing a bit in front of the train, but this is the level we're working off of. It did break this at the open on Friday after holding firm below 65. So maybe give it a couple of extra cents because it's already put a $7 range in. I don't want to get wicked out because of 5 or 10 pennies when the stock has such a gap to possibly retrace back into the downside. Not into Kodak just yet. I still want it to fail a little closer to that actual pre-market high, guys.
Yeah, here we go, guys. We're talking about giving this to all the traders here at 24.50 on Palantir, guys. Look where we're at right now. We'll tweet this out. Follow us live on Twitter, all of us at Trader TV Sean. This is $1 now in the money, so hells to the yeah. Again, hot dogs for all y'all today as we're at the highest spot we've been at all day. Let's just keep this trade going, guys. Out of some Palantir at 25s. You know that's how we trade. Now we're ripping up to 50. I'm going to hold the rest. We don't have many shares left on this one. I wish we did, but we don't. $1 on Palantir. $1 times 11. $11 winner right now on Tesla. We took our first out at 609. Not really sure why. We did get a monster move up to that spot from a 604 bottom. So that was a good out. And our out was 603. So that didn't get us out all the way to the upside right now. We keep on going. Tesla making new highs. Our out needs to get adjusted maybe. VWAP not moving super fast, but 613 right now. Our new out for Tesla as we just keep on going, man. And there goes Kodak back to the high side. 74, 75, still ripping. Let's see 14. Let's see 48 again. How high did Kodak go before?
14.25. I got pre-market high, but it just failed before at 13.88. So I'm watching 14 even and that 25 mark. Just got to let you guys know, Jinko back down a little bit here, about 50 pennies, 50, 60 now pennies in the money. I want a buck on the first quarter of that position, but watch out, it's Kodak through 14, and then 14 quarter is the actual pre-market high. That would be a big break if it happens. Level 2, forget about that size. I just tried to show you 100,000 shares in the offer. 100,000 shares is going to be meaningless today on Kodak. Trust me when I tell you. Brendan, what's up?
BFT, guys, that other SPAC that's on the list this morning just made a day high there above that pre-market wick to the upside. 1240 on a volume spike now. BFT starting to go as well.
And what a day this has been. We're falling down money. Let's hydrate ourselves. I don't even want to do anything with any of these positions, guys, as we keep on going. $15 now in the money as Tesla's at day's high. It's taking out all-time highs. Not only we're an investor in this name, but we hella long right now. I told you this could be a week maker, and look at this one. 620 right now. Gave you that call in the open, but I don't even want to get out of it at 620. Look at Palantir. You want to talk about giving you guys a call? You asked for a call. I've given you 3 today. All 3 beautifully in the money right now as we speak. Here goes Palantir upside. Big one, man, 24.55 to 25.80. That pool is getting closer and closer, although today it's -3 outside. So we don't need to worry about pool. Right now is Tesla. Why not all eyes on Tesla? Let's see what you're going to do with 620, baby. Let's just keep on going to the high side. Neil gave us that target of 14.25. I thought I put an order out there. Oh, I put it at 14.19. Honest to God, guys, 14.19 is my order. The high right there. 14.18. So we just missed that one. Don't know why we put it at 19. Give it to us, Brendan, as Tesla, 421. Bang, let's go.
We brought you that news on Fisker just before the open there, guys. FSR, they're fading that news. Got all the way up there to 18 off the open. Straight back down to 17 coming into play here for FSR.
And we come from Brennan into Yeehaw. Just got all the way to VWAP on Jinko Solar. I only wanted to short this one, so it wasn't a bottom break. I had to go into the short pop. Showed you the higher time frame. It's an important thing to always look. You saw that resistance at 65 all last week. Got the shares in 3 times. Got to catch it on the way down, as 1/3 on the way up, and the rest of it on the way back down. We're actually breaking potentially through 62. We've already got a $2 winner on here, and I still have a quarter of this position that I want to take, hopefully back down to that 60 area. Can't be a loser because I've adjusted my stop. Kodak, I mean, I'm going to try it one more time here. And I said if it failed off of that 14, even 14.25, it got to like 14.18 and starting to roll over. But check this. Comes back down. I do not take off the 30 cents. Now I just got hit now for the 30-cent winner, so I can kind of be happy. I'll do a hot dog winner on that name, but it's holding up rather nicely. This is a strong move, and this is having no trouble making higher lows so far. That's why I got a scalp profit off. Take advantage of 40 million in volume. Ignore some of the sizes you see on the offer. It doesn't matter. This is chewing through levels like a knife through butter, guys.
Good one. 620. We're still giving back to 615 now on this drop. We'll give it back $5. We'll take a $10 winner no matter what on this name there as we go. We are also watching Kodak. So the funny thing is, again, guys, the largest trade, and I don't know why. I got to, obviously, if any of you want to help code for me, you can do that. Look at this. 122.70 there on Apple. I don't know if you can see that. It's the very bottom one with 3 stars. 120. Look at the 2 3-star trades today. Neo 42.60. Apple 122.70, guys. That's $1 in the money. There's that 122.70 break. We don't have either one of those. Like, too enamored with this Apple trade and then Palantir. Like, our day, we would have been done. Well, we already hit our goal, but we could have been done for the week if we had our 2 actual plays on board today. But a good day, needless to say here, as Kodak looking to bounce again off 14. What's up, Ren?
FCell, recent high flyer, back to the downside this morning. Still positive, yes, on the day, but came to that 850 right before the open. Gave you a great opportunity to fade. We're down to $8 here. This is a bit of a pivot on the daily chart. No additional news for FCell this morning, but doing all kinds of volume again, guys.
Yeah, and I just got some shares out on Jinko south of 62, south of VWAP. So the last little bit will end up being just over a $2 win, like about a 220 win. I want to hold on. So if you can get like 3.5, maybe $4 on Jinko here. This is weird. I mean, I really thought we'd get the bottom break, but you got to trade what happens, not what you hope. And I think that's an important thing. Hope is good, just not in the markets. HCHC, show the winners and the losers. But I actually don't love this exit, but this is going to be playing off that 17 area, sort of forced me to take a 1750 out. It is holding up, and I don't love this range. This is entirely too range-bound. I should be waiting for 1650 to break to the downside, so I'm going to hold off shorting this one again. Everything else that I'm short seems to be working out rather nicely. You can add Kodak tentatively to that list because I just got some out at 1350 here on this last trade at short 94.95. But it needs to break VWAP for me to feel really, really good about this and maybe get into some more shorts. The trend is still technically to the upside here. Brendan, what's up?
Another one here, GSX, that online, Chinese-based online education company, popped up this morning. They announced an offering, from what I can see in the pre-market, gapped higher on that, ran all the way up to 74, all the way back down to 68. So huge range here so far, and volume for GSX.
All right, we're going to get out of Kodak here if it does break back down below 13. It tried its run. VWAP's going to be right here. We're going to give it a little bit more room back at 13. So this could be our only negative stock here today. If that does happen, we are also looking at Tesla break back to the downside. If it does, I mean, it's been a monster day. We're still huge, guys, here today. We're still, obviously, we are. And yeah, Tesla's kind of at that little spot right now where maybe we should be debating getting some out. It has a beautiful run up 3+%. Can it go more? Of course, today. And I got to shout out at Trader TV Randy. He said, Sean, should I buy Tesla? I said yes. He said, can we get to 600 before the end of the year? I said 600 before the end of the year. You on crack? It's at 620 right now. So let's go, Randy. Get out of some of those shares if you were only targeting 600. I think he bought it back down 530, 550 or so. So look, I'm going to take credit for that one. But I've been a Tesla bull for a hell of a long time, guys. So, you know, it's been a moneymaker, obviously, for me on that one. I'm going to adjust it, though, guys. 616 break now to capture our full $11 and doing more backflips on that one as we go. But Tesla's still going. Palantir still $1 in the money, guys. The only problem we have is our only negative stock today is Kodak, and it looks like it's going to break back down through 13. And when it does,
whoa,
we gone. So there we go. We gone. We out of Kodak there. A negative trade for us today, but we're spinning money everywhere else, guys. Sorry about that Kodak trade.
But this is how it works, right? Sean will be more up on Tesla than he is down on Kodak. I'll be more up on, of course, talking about that Fisker trade that I lost the downside, but more up on that Jinko than you lose on Fisker. And you have to make sure you're doing risk management. We'll go over some of these trades later for you. I actually just covered all of my Kodak there when it broke 13. So dollar win on the final quarter. We're going to need all the coffee we can get today. Thank you so much, Valeria. It's already been a really, really active one. I do want to go back to one of the slower movers because this was a winning trend, I think, for all three of us looking at that OLBN, but it hasn't really threatened you. I was able to get some shares back in on the pop. Now, I was shorting above that 160 on that consolidation, allowing 158 to break, but when it retested that 158, able to get some shares back in on the short side and then working them out below that 150. So for now, 140 seems like support. I'll take some more out in front of that level. I still like it to get to $125. That feels like it's a reasonable shot. That's why I'm trying to hold on to at least some of this position as it continues to flush for us here. So OBLN has been a good one. Maybe I took off Kodak a little too early because now 1270. I'm trying to get a short pop if I can, back up to like 1350 area.
Okay, guys, so we slayed that dragon. We are now out of, oops, I just want to hit Tesla as well. We're now out of Tesla at 617, let's put it back. At 617, or sorry, where's the Tesla? I want to find the Tesla thing here. It is there. Cha-ching, right there. So nice little out. We held it, man. We tried. I mean, 620. I called 620 in the pre-market. Kind of a random level there with Mark. You know, there was no upside there. 620 is actually 7,000 or so, or sorry, 6,200, I guess, times 5, 6,100. So that was a good trade there, 3,100. 616, we just got out there, 1650. So we took it out. We did give up on the upside about $3, but that's a great trade, man. That's a $12 winner there for Tesla to add to an already $6 winner to get out of half of that. So nice little trade moving to the upside on that one. Palantir's coming back down. We have 5% left of our initial trade on Palantir. So out. We didn't get out on the high side. We're leaving this last little bit on Palantir. And again, we know this happens. It does crack back down to VWAP. We'll look to get longer. Watch out though. NASDAQ fading back through. Might be a good spot. We know Apple's strong today. Thank you to everybody watching, man. 8,300 people. Thank you so much. I don't know how many likes we have, but no matter how many likes we have, we need more because we don't have 8,000 likes. I know that much for sure. And if you can, hit the subscribe button as well. Tell your wife, tell your kids, tell your friends. We're back every single day. Damn you, Tesla, as now it's $2 higher than where I got out. Let's see if it takes out that 620 eventually anyways. Give it to us, Bren.
Another one to look at, guys. A ton of volume on this one. ONCT. Talked about this one last week on a huge gap to the downside following news, but ONCT back higher. Just going to double check on the headlines, but day highs here, 71%, 20 million shares already on that one. This one as well, LITB, little Chinese light retailer, reporting earnings in the pre-market. Got up here to recent highs in the pre-market, but straight southbound for this one, approaching $3 for LITB. Guys.
It is lit. Jinko was lit to the upside if you had a 60 break, but we waited for 65 to roll over. I just got all out in front of 60 even, so it's not quite $4. It ends up being $3.50. I think I said $3.50 to $4, so don't hold me to $4 on the last of that trade. That's been a good one, but I do have to go back over very, very quickly. Kodak is still, I want to say it's still grinding lower, but check this out. Now, the first short that I had, bottom wick 1240 here, and it was a bit of support, just bounced off that same level. So let's watch this level around 1225 to 1240. I think if it breaks lower than that, retracement could be full on in this particular name. TNXP, this one has been fantastic. Oh, sweet. We're at 1,500 already. Man, if we don't get the 3K today, we're Mr. 3000, baby. Shout out to Bernie Mac. May he rest in peace. He's absolutely hilarious. But here comes TNXP. I just got some out in front of 85, so 90 area loaded up, getting out. I'm going to have a quarter of the position left when we break out of 85, and 80, of course, was the next target down on a one even break. They don't get any sort of more clear on the chart. For proper English there. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
I want to show you two things. XPEV, first of all, made a day high there. Big reversal back to the downside. I'll flip over to Alibaba. Under pressure here. BABA to the downside, 1.5%. Keep in mind, Alibaba, majority stakeholder in XPEV, guys.
Right. Yeah, I feel like we forget to mention that. That's not the first time we've forgotten to mention that angle. Alibaba heading back. This is a 263, 265 area that was good before on Alibaba. The question is whether or not it holds up. Watch out 260 below that for some support. I don't want to step in front of the train when I was thinking short on XPEV, but certainly if I'm bottom picking something today, BABA I would like a heck of a lot better than trying to do so on XPEV.
Yeah, BABA's in our long-term portfolio right here at 262. We're going to go long NEO right now, 44.50 break. There it is. So we're long now NEO, 44.50. So we did grab that. Let's just give this one back until about here, like 43.90 or so. We'll give it about 50 cents. See if we can't make a little bit on that to the upside. So I don't know. It could struggle now. We're already up 3%. I really thought that 50 break might have sparked us there. So watch out for 43.20. Not a huge position, but we are in that one. So we'll talk about it. Also AMD, we're waiting for that one to come back. It's going the other way. That doesn't mean we don't like it, guys. 93.70, 93.60 or so here was that top. So let's wait to see if we can get above some of this garbage. We do like it to the long side. There goes NEO right now, plus 10 cents. So we'll take some off there. We just did. Nice little win there. We'll take some off for 10 cents. Remember what we're doing, guys. Like, we give upside, downside targets just in case something goes awry. But right now, NEO, nice little move upside as we just continue to rock and roll here. Going, gone maybe. Let's see if 45 comes into play. Nice little trade so far on NIO. Check back on Tesla right where we got out. So not too much FOMO yet on that name.
Yeah, I like the out on Tesla. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that one, Sean. For throw FOMO out the window. I can't believe we forgot all about Little Greenland Technologies. Last name on the watch list. Maybe Brendan did mention it. I feel like I missed a shot too. 9 even was the level I was looking at for a bit of a, if it could break, it did bust off the open to the downside. Now held it once, now twice. I want to short this off of 9. I also want to have a quick look back at Kodak in a second because it is trying to bounce. If it gets above 13, maybe into that 13.50 area, I might jump into that short. But I'm looking at G-Tech here off of 9 even. That would be my stop for the short.
You guys loving Palantir yet or what? Let's just get this out and get ready to hit a nice little banger right now. $1.15 in the money. We talked about it when it was down here at VWAP, and it's been a good VWAP trade. So hopefully you guys have that. But bang! Nice little win there. I'm going to put this out as well on Twitter, guys. 24.50. What a banger to the long side here again. Look at this trade. Just keeps on going higher. Palantir for the win. Hopefully you guys reloaded when we talked about that. You want another win right now? How about end of the IO boom, explode the money on NIO, going NEO to the upside here. Nice little trade. This is what we talked about, and this is what we wanted, guys. We wanted this trade. We gave it to you at 44.50. We just took some out at 80. Now we're up to 88. So let's see what happens here at 44 was our out, but it's still ripping to the north side. So good trade on us there as well. AMD, we're now long through 60. So long at 62. We're up to 68, 67, still going. Palantir, though, guys, I mean, we have to just hit a chicken dinner winner on this one. 26 and still mooning here for Palantir. What a fantastic trade that's turned out to be.
What goes up must come down, but not necessarily Palantir today. I can tell you TNXP is going down, that's for sure. So this short working into 80 even, I'm going to change things up. I'm going to hold through 80 even if it tries to break. I only down to 20% of this position, but it just keeps, I mean, the bid is just evaporating through each level. I think that's why I want to extend this. I haven't seen any kind of real support anywhere yet on the bid, and until that happens, no reason not to roll this one into the dirt, into the ground, whatever it might be. Kodak did get back up above 13 even, but it couldn't quite get to that 13.50. It's a muted bounce. I want to be shorting the pop. It didn't even quite test VWAP here. I was kind of hoping it'd be a stronger one that would shake some people out. I might take a quick little short off VWAP, but that'll be the only play, at least for now. I got into G-Tech. That's starting to roll over. 868 is my short trade on that, as it's trying to head back south as well.
Man, what a rock show this has been today, guys. Like, it's been amazing. A 93.60 there. AMD, we're waiting for the loss on this one. We just took a little bit out there. 93.36. We're going to give the rest back to the down low, down to the low of the day of 93 and change. But who cares about that one, really? I mean, everyone does. It's money. We'll wait to see if it comes back. Palantir breaks through to 26.25. Put an order upside now, guys. If we can get out at 26, we'll take it one more time on Palantir. Let's just get out if we can and celebrate. There it is, 95. We're sitting at 95. Give us these 95s, baby. If we can get those, and we'll be laughing here on PLTR. We're offering 95s. Let's go. Give it, and boom. There it is. Air horn alert right there on Palantir. The money just keeps on flowing in, guys, on this stock. $1.40 win there on Palantir, and we just got out. We just tweeted that one out as well. Big time trade. NEO, we only have 70% left. Look at the target I gave, guys. We gave a downside of around 44. That was going to give us about 50 cents. So when we're in the money 30, we take it. We only have 30% left of NEO. So this trade ain't going anywhere. Check back on our Tesla trade. Good out there at 616. It did drop to 614. So either way, I probably would have got out on a 615 break, but Tesla still makes it going, guys. 0 LFT. I think that's obviously going to be worth a floss a little bit here today as we keep on going. It's been a monster day. We'll look for some more shares. NEO's coming back in a little bit. Let's find a good out for that spot.
Yeah, I just reloaded OBLN off of the first level in the pre-market way back, went off 175, but that G-Tech did get in here and it bounced off of 820, so I did stare in the face about a 35-cent win. I think if it comes back down, I'll take a quarter off and then try to ride the rest down if it wants to go. Kodak, I'm giving to like VWAP here. I liked it at 13.50, a heck of a lot better, but I think we got to take at least a quick little shot there. OBLN, I have to get back to. This is one that we were all looking at in the pre-market. It just came right back to my original pre-market entry price before trying to roll over. I got this one on the turn. 175 is going to be the out here. My price is actually 65, so it gets back down below 60s. We'll take profit off. For now, let's go to Brendan at the big screen, happening now.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock Monday morning. Let's have a look at North American markets here. You can see, I want to focus your attention in the middle here. First off, tech stocks definitely leading the way. We're in positive territory once again for both the NASDAQ 100 and the composite. The Dow downside 0.4%, the S&P following suit, 0.1% in negative territory now for the S&P. The Russell down here as well. Small caps in negative territory, 0.2% to the downside. Here in Toronto, the TSX 0.16%, the BOVESPA down in Brazil 0.4% to the upside. Nice start to the week for, that's too far. We'll shift back one here. Ford, I wanted to show you a few things from the watch list, guys, to keep in mind. We talked about Ford delaying the Bronco. It's not a huge delay, just until the end of summer, they're saying, was supposed to be available in the spring. So pop up here to 9 432 it was at the open, which was these kind of levels from Friday. We're right down to session lows here for Ford, pushing on those session lows. Yeah, here's that SPAC this morning, BFT, online digital payment processor from the UK going public with a merger through this one, BFT, 1140 up to 1220, about to break the highs there for that one, doing all kinds of volume. One more to show you here, Lyft. Yeah, gapped up this morning on the upgrade and then just got straight sold from 47.75 down to 46.20 for Lyft. Guys, back over to you.
Okay, yeah, Lyft, tough one there. Mark Roberts brought that to our attention, of course, earlier when he talked about Lyft. So something to look at there for sure. NEO still goes up. We just got some out there. We're a little bit nervous. We did drop to where we got out at, where we got in at, sorry, but we didn't take some out. We're still waiting for 44. This one's not going to be a loser, guys, as we go. What a big trade this has been here today for us on NIO. If you're just watching for the first time, you should know that we've been long now, 44.50, and just cashed it all out. So now I have 10% left. We'll wait. That's my typical kind of play, holding out on that 10%. And look, sometimes you want to talk about perfect. I'm going to give this one close to perfect. Obviously, I wish we held more of our shares, but we didn't. We didn't hold any more. So Palantir, nice little out there at $26. We talked about that one. The moon continues on this stock, man. This is where we went long again. Well, we didn't reload the long. People asking me, where did we get long again? I gave 21 there on this day, on this little tank day. I didn't get to 21, so 22 and change, a good one as Palantir looking to get back upside. We could break above this 26.20. We're going to go long if that does happen again. Let's see, but I'm going to wait for that to happen. All the way back from the dead now comes AMD, 93.62. We're still long. We did get some out here thinking it was going to break, but let's hold AMD now as it looks pretty strong as NASDAQ making all-time highs.
Yeah, and that's like making fresh highs, 0.5%. But the ES, just worth noting, guys, the ES still holding negative for the time being, but it's trying to go, not going up anyways. Is GTech. I talked about this level here, 815 to 825. I did take some out this time. Definitely took a quarter out. Got to take that 30-cent scalp. See if we can't get a further push to the downside on this name. Kodak, on the other hand, I know you guys love watching this one go all over the place. This time I'm short off of VWAP. I haven't taken anything out here. It tried to test above. I had my stop at the quarter. That's a dark pool print. It never actually went above 13 and a quarter. I got 13.07, so I'm risking about 15 to 20 cents depending on slippage, but it just feels strong. You see this bottom pre-market 1225, 1240, right at the open 1240 where I got some out at the bottom, and now it's making another low right here at the same level. So some support certainly at 1240 even. If I get out of this short, the only other way I'm going to get into a short position is a failure again at 1425, or we break this 12 quarter area. Certainly that seems like somebody wants to pick up some Kodak down here and they do a decent job of it. Got to go back over to, there it is, actually just broke 1325, so out of that last trade. Slight win because we took some for profit, but overall that one just keeps on going. I want to go back to one from last week, Sean. Lasers on the move again. So we brought this one to you, the actual Luminar, not the fake pink sheet company that went crazy. This is head towards $40. So I don't know where it's going to stop. It's been a runner since last week. Apologies, my 15-minute chart not wanting to load up there, but you can certainly see if my daily would load. Whatever, you can see it's headed towards $40 even, guys. If it turns there, I would take a shot at it, but this is a big-time runner, multi-days here. Brendan, what's up?
Not seeing any news at first glance on this one, but Invitae, US-based biotech firm, big move here, 9.7% straight upside from 51.5 to 56 here. This is all-time high territory for NVTA. Going to keep looking on that one, guys.
Okay, and here we go, guys. AMD, we hit the siren alert. If that's what you're wondering what that's for, AMD gets right to $94. We take some out. So 93.60 there. Nice little play. We'll hold the rest here for AMD. We liked it for a reason. Let's not get too foolish and drop it too early. Although we did drop 10, 20%, out another 20% up here. So out 960, so that's out some at 36, out some at 25 for not nice losses there, but nice little win to the upside as we just break VWAP. We take a little bit more out. Let's watch 94 here to go on that one. And NEO still, man, still has $45 in its sight. We're still long from the downside, so it's been a pretty perfect day so far today. The only misstep here has been Kodak, guys.
Yeah, and speaking of, it didn't get quite as high as I would have liked. I want to go back to XPeng here for a quick second. It's forming a bit of a base off of this 46.60 area. Now remember, I still like, and I am going to take it if it ever goes 46 to the downside. If it ever breaks, I'll be into that short. either way, it's worth another look at the top end here. It's trying to climb back to Friday's bottom. This is like a 48.50 area. Pre-market high just shy of that. The only other way I'll take it short is if it fails right at that 48.50. So you're talking about breaking or running right into the pre-market top, failing at that Friday bottom, and then taking the short into that trade. Now, G-Tech is heading southbound, and I am in the money 60 pennies on it, but I already took a third off. I want this to break 8 even. I'll get out in the south side of that. That looks like a good one. Hang on to your winners. Certainly let them ride. Cut the losers off tight there. That'll be the idea if we get this test on XPEV. It has to go up first, though. Otherwise, it's a 46 break.
All right, yeah, there's Kodak. What am I still looking at Kodak for? Who cares? NIO right now breaks 45, so let's go. I don't know, what haven't we hit already? Home run? Fine. We're going to hit some more home runs here as NIO just continues to go to the upside. Let's see how high it wants to go now. This is probably a good spot to get some more out. Nice little trade here. Let's take out a little bit more and wait for 45.20 to come, guys. Brendan.
A couple of positive analyst notes on this one, guys. Shift Technologies, SFT, recent addition here, recent IPO. They're in the automotive e-commerce space, so the automotive insurance, e-commerce space. So you can buy your insurance online through 9 there at the open this morning, up to 950. So multiple analysts speaking positively on Shift Technologies, guys.
All right. We were patient here with this one, guys, and that's basically what I'm going to tweet out right now, is just that we were patient with NIO. We waited for our time to strike, and then we did, man, and did we ever. 44.50 long. We waited for all of this. Obviously, I wish we had hit this, the 42, where is it there? The 42.60 with the triple stars there, but we missed it. So now we're long again, 44.50 with a nice little 75-cent runner there. We're tweeting this one out, guys, at Trader TV Sean, at Neil, at Trader TV Live. If you miss our watch list, that's the best way to get it early, guys.
Yeah, we always say that. If you're not getting that watch list, Valeria does a fantastic job. You get those symbols, and that's the key thing. You get those symbols out regardless. I just finally got the locates. I just realized laser, we didn't have free shorts, but only 3 cents. I mean, the stock is going to be up 20%, and it just made a move of $9. I'll pay 3 cents for the ability to go short on this one, guys. But it's not at that 40 yet. I just want to be prepared in advance of that level. G-Tech broke 8, so I kind of got what I was looking for, but it stalled at 790 on me here, and I probably should have taken some out in front of 8. If it goes back down to 8 even, I'll have to take another leg out of this G-Tech trade. It's been a good one on the retrace. We wanted 9 even to break to the downside. That did. I had to get in on the bounce instead of the actual break, but a win's a win. Kodak, on the other hand, stops me out at 25 on the 1308 short and then continues to go down. So as much as Kodak, I can't complain about it, I certainly missed another opportunity to short that one.
We could always complain about
Well, yes,
Kodak.
I could.
That's a tough stock to trade. Oh, I did want to say thank you so much. New member, I just saw you there. Leduc, what's up, Leduc? Thank you for becoming a member. And what's up, Deborah, as well? Deborah Craig, thank you for becoming a member as well. And look, we don't do this for ourselves. Well, we do, but we do it for you here as members. As here goes NIO right now. And like I just said, we tweeted that one out. Like, can we be slowed down here? I don't know if we can or not. We're just ripping to the high side here. NIO, everything we have, man, just cash money as we see, guys. NIO there, AMD trying to make moves. That was not cash money. We'll wait for AMD to go, but that's not hurt by it. And then Apple, our big trade of the day that we didn't have was Apple with a nice little move up. Sorry, we chart dark prints. So if you ever see Neil or I have some of these moves on our chart, we can't get rid of them. Some of the traders here at Day Trade the World for some reason prefer to see dark prints. So there you go. There are a few traders out there that use dark prints. I'm not a big fan of them being indicators for anything, but that is what a lot of people do. Thank you as well, Mark Rice. Thank you for everything, guys. The more members, the better. We actually have one coming up. It's every other Monday. I guess it's next Monday, I guess. Pardon me? At 1 today? Coming up 1. Okay, we'll hit that right now. I was going to say, it's not coming up at 1 o'clock today. We have meetings today. Here we go. Let's do this just for you guys. Coming up right now, there it is. December the 14th. This is what we're talking about. If you are a member, join us on the 14th of December. You get instant access to all 4 of us, meaning Valeria as well. So if you have any questions for her, what does she like in her Starbucks drink, maybe? What is her favorite stock to trade? They're both the same. Let's go over to the big screen if we are ready with upgrades and downgrades. It's Mr. Wickens time. What was that?
Hey guys, yeah, let's talk upgrades and downgrades. Get you for a few more symbols to have a look at. We've mentioned a few of these already. Southwest on here, though. We didn't talk about that in the pre-market. Love getting an upgrade. It is in positive territory. Boeing having a nice day. AstraZeneca on the watch list this morning, and Lyft down there as well, also on the watch list. Cree, we have Oxy. Yeah, I mean, energy stocks under pressure once again. We'll have a look at Oxy coming up in a second here, if I can shift over. There we go. AstraZeneca popping up on that India news. Remember, India looking to fast track their approval for their vaccine. But man, that was a great fade. 54.5 all the way down to 54, breaking lows right now for AZN. Oxy, the other one, did get a move to the downside initially, but trying to get higher here. If we can take out that 1815, 1820 area, watch out for those levels from Friday for OXY. Guys, back to you.
Watch out for levels on Friday on OBLN. Now, this was a great short all morning long. You see us sort of hammering into the downside. The last out here, my short was down at that 140. We talked about that as support. I got stopped out on a retrace of 175. I'm now back in off the pre-market high Friday post-market high as well at 215. So 2 to 215 is the current top. I'm working in front of it. It just tried to roll over one time. I'll see if I got this one on, but do not let it, if you're shorting this thing, do not let it break through the top. This is screaming on volume. I'm going to risk this quarter here, 25 pennies or so through that 215 top. I got one more entry point, but I need to see it test the actual high from Friday before I get into it, or start to come off rather heavily. There is the potential of a halt, given how rapidly this is moving to the upside. In the event that I see a halt coming against me, I would just punch out of the trade. Not happening yet, though.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to get halted against you, that's for sure. I mean, you have good luck, I think. I always, and that's the problem.
Don't say that yet.
Yeah, and that's the problem. It is luck, right? Like, you don't really know. When a stock halts, you're not really sure what's going on. Rolls-Royce doing some decent shares today, 7 million. I was able to get one nice long here. Other than that, it's been kind of meh kind of trading on Rolls-Royce today. Okay, NEO making moves to the upside as well, so we'll wait to see if that can hit anything. Now to the upside on NEO, 44.50, our best out there was 12s. It did go all the way to 50. That was the call, so not even sure why we're still in that. We should have been out. AMD, we're looking at some spots for that. And talk about Spot, I just got an email, obviously, as a subscriber to Spotify. I'm into the family plan and also a big-time investor into Spotify as well from the IPO. All-time highs again. The reason why I bring this up, guys, is I know both of you are fans. I just got an email about the Joe Rogan experience now on Spotify, but that's 6 months old. So thanks, Spotify, for that one. When we come back, Brendan, I want to discuss all the new members we've just gotten.
Yeah, it's exclusive now. That's the news on Spotify. So Rogan just has clips on YouTube now, exclusively the shows on Spotify. I wanted to show you this one. Not terribly exciting, but AMC back in negative territory here, 3%. It's tested this 330 area, which is a big level on the daily chart, to the downside a few times and kind of bouncing off of it. They were talking about trying to find an administrator, which is the first steps in the bankruptcy train, guys, for AMC.
Yeah, we've been talking about beating up on AMC, and it's
look at Palantir, guys.
It's not coming back, and might be coming back is that LBN finally getting some sideways action to work into the last of those shares. Now this pop here you're seeing right now, if we can hold on to this 205, I'll get into the last of my shares. Otherwise, gotta give it to the top. And I said it again, it's Friday's high of 215 that concerns me above here, not 205. If you're holding a long position, certainly taking some profit in front of 215 is solid, but the squeeze would be on if we break that. But if we continue the sideways action, I want one more shot to get into some shares short. I do have to go back over to GTech. This is the other position that we've had on here. It just tested back to 8 even. I didn't take some off the first time. I will the second for a 60-cent win. I still want it to break. And then maybe get me something down around 7 to 7.25 for the last third of my GTech. I'm not going to call it GTEC. That's ridiculous. So GTech still hanging on to a little bit of that position, guys.
Yeah, 25.79. We're going to give this one to the backside here a little bit on Palantir. We did go long through 20 there. That's what we said. Watch out for Palantir. We went long 22 there and just slipped it out a little bit at 30. So that's just a small 8-cent win on 10%. I'm going to try to take this out in 20% lots. Sorry, that was 20% out. So we'll try to take this out a little bit. Now we'll get out, if we can, in the 26 and change. For a longer term look on this name, it's not much, guys, because we haven't been up here in a bit. I think we're just starting to now make higher highs again on some of these charts. So I am looking at Palantir now to keep going to the high side. 20 25.80 is going to be the out. Let's see if we get to 26.50. I think it's well worth the risk here on that name. NEO back upside again, still hanging around. AMD, we're light, guys. We have 20%. This one could fall on its face. I apologize. We did like this, but we don't have it on, guys.
Yeah, I might give a bunch of that, if not all of that OBLN back if it takes off that top. Might have bought back a little bit too early on Jinko Solar. Just bounced off of a 58.50, and it's not that I'm looking to bottom pick on this name. It's just, obviously the short of 65 was a good one. If it gets to that 57 or maybe a little bit higher than this area here, like 58 half again, and goes sideways, there might be a bit of a bid. But the real bid is going to be on this OBLN, which I'm anticipating two things if we break that 215. One, I'm going to be out, and I will have taken a loss. Two, I think we're going to have a decent shot to go mini parabolic and maybe go into a halt. So a couple of things there if you're holding the long through. Likely to have a bit of a liquidity vacuum above that price, at least. When I looked at it the first time, there wasn't a heck of a lot when it got above that 215 area. That's why I'm going to be getting out there. Also the Friday high as well. Brendan, what's up?
A couple of things from the EV space, guys, that are kind of bucking the trend a little bit. Just checking on this one first. Workhorse down 2.6%, having another kind of negative day after that huge move to the downside we saw last week. Shift over to Ride as well. Lordstown just broke that last kind of line in the sand on the daily chart as far as support goes. But 13% for Ride to the downside. Guys,
let's ride. I mean, come on, let's go OBLN. It just tried again to reverse off of the high. Look, every single time it's done this is not the first time while I've been short that it's pulled back like 15 cents on me, which is a good amount for a $2 name. But trust me when I say the bid just sort of snaps back in. We get in hold below 190. I'm going to like it a heck of a lot better, and you'll probably see me start to be nice and calm and whatnot. I know a few people asked me about this earlier today because it feels like I trade Sundial every day. Not today. I just didn't really see anything too actionable. If you are watching it, I do like this 60 area, which is sort of forming a bit of a top. If there's a break to be had, maybe it's going to be through 60 if you like the long. Otherwise, you're probably trying to market make and make a few pennies here and there off of that 60 to the short side. There goes OBLN holding below 2 even, so that looks like it's trying to come back down. And I don't know. You said Kodak is tricky, Sean.
Yep.
It just continues down, and I just feel like I'm actually up on the stock, but despite the fact that I've basically only been shorting it, I don't know how I'm not in this thing right now. It finally breaks the bottom. There goes 12.25. I'll probably have to wait for it to retest that consolidation area on a pullback. This one is gone, and it's gone without me. How are you going to do that to me, Kodak? Usually pretty good at shorting this thing.
All right, guys, hide your eyes right now because this is what we're feeling. We're feeling waves right now. Look at Palantir, feeling like Britney Spears too. Oops, we did it again there as the cash cow just keeps on coming. This is a 3-minute chart. Look at Palantir, the damage we just did on this one. 26.20 long. I gave you that break on the high of the day, and look what it did. Did it ever break the high of the day? 26.60 now on Palantir, and we're long again. Man, I told you 20% out each time, so 20, 40, 60. Now we have Palantir to the high side and still ripping, man. These are our first long, 24.50. Our next long, 26.60. So if you held it from the jump, you're laughing right now, to say the least. Okay, so that's Palantir making moves to the upside. NEO still hovering around. We still have this one on board, so we're going to wait to see if we can't make something of NEO coming to the upside right now on this one as well. And then the one stock that we've lost on today, we lost on Kodak early, small, but it's going to be this one, NEO, AMD, as it's just looking like a 93 bounce again. Should have got long. They actually didn't even realize it went all the way down to 93. That would have been a good spot there to hit the long, but this one's a little bit in trouble. We're going to give it to the low of the day.
Yeah, there's the break on OBLN there, guys, and I'm also watching, of course, at the same time, Kodak trying to bounce to the upside. It looks like a maybe fail break. It just got to 220 on OBLN, so no continuation yet. If it can't break a quarter, I think I'm going to roll right back into that short. I've missed out when there's a fail at the top to jump back in. Kodak also trying to bounce. I want it 12.25 to 12.30, somewhere in that consolidation range. It just hasn't come yet for me, but all eyes for me are going to be back on OBLN. I've found that when these things shake out at an obvious level like this, if there's no follow through, it's sort of like jump right back into the trade. So I'm looking for 2, I'm looking for 205. There wasn't a heck of a lot of liquidity as I anticipated. A bit of a vacuum did open up to that quarter. You're not seeing a lot of offer, so it might still chew to the upside. For those of you that wanted the bullish look, that's why I said I would be getting out. I'm not going long in the stock because I'm still looking for another short here, guys. Already 10:20. Time to get to the small cap recap. Maybe this will be one of them.
Hey guys, yeah, let's review a bunch of these this morning. There's been a few. We'll talk about OBLN. My thoughts on this one. There was this consolidation. This news came out aftermarket on Friday. So there was this consolidation from that aftermarket move, with the bottom end being 185, the top end being that 210 area. So I was actually using that 185 initially, but yeah, wow, what a move this thing's had. It showed its hand early, did give you a little tiny move to the downside initially, but really wasn't enough for me anyways. I wanted like 120, 110 as far as trying to get out of the initial short. So showed its hand early, I think, showed a lot of relative strength, and then it wasn't too long before the sellers gave up and just gave you that huge move back to the upside for that one. This morning now 107%. This one kind of upset I missed this, but BCRX, really great entry. 710 was support in the pre-market. Top end of the range up there was 750, but support here for 710. Tested that right before the open. We're down to 650, just grinding downside for BCRX, another one that was up in the pre-market. And yeah, this Greenland Technologies, I don't know, consolidating after news in the pre-market here around $9. Broke that 9, gave you a really nice retest of the 9 break in the pre-market there if you were watching it. Yeah, we're still kind of grinding downside. 760, 750 coming into play now for that G-Tech. I believe that was the last one. Yeah, I was looking at that Westwater Resources this morning, had some headlines, but no volume on that one, guys. Back over to you.
250, then 350 on the OBLN. Right here, right now, it's trying to break that 250 area and also attempting a bit of a rollover. Man, it's going to give me a shot at literally like a couple of cents worth of risk if it hangs on around here. On the event of a break, like I said, 350 the next level to the upside. I just got some Kodak here as well in front of 12 even, guys. So a couple of these positions just came on here. This is a relatively tight stop that I'll be putting on this last OBLN trade, but just went to the higher time frame to get a quick look. This 250, yeah, I mean, it just immediately tries to snap through. I'm going with manual on this because this is what the level 2 looks like. It's not holding bids above that 250. So it'll snap up, maybe stop some people out, wick them out, get to 55, but just no bid whatsoever. That's why I'm trying to hang on to it. If it gets to like 2/4, definitely take some profit off. If it continues up, I will go hands off even at the $3 level because I think 350 is the next one, guys. But looks like I'll get at least a little bit of this back. But the pre-market was the best trade on OBLN. Certainly we'll see what happens here. Kodak's still flat. Looking to take some off in front of the quarter for a 20-cent win here on OBLN. Brendan, what's up?
I was talking about that Shift Technologies earlier in the online e-commerce automotive insurance space. Lemonade here, 11.1%, 11 plus percent. Just took out day highs there on a big volume spike through 94. Recent highs for Lemonade as well, guys.
Up on Lemonade holders. Yeah, thanks, Brendan. I wanted to have a closer look. I know Neil knows about the insurance business, and I mean Lemonade, a big name there as well. So darn it, that could have been a play for 2021, I think. So we're going to do a little more research on Lemonade. I think that's a good one for a longer-term position for sure. NEO goes $1 now into the money as we're now at all-time highs, day highs, all-time highs, 54, 58, I believe, here. So we're still going to the upside on that one. So that's been a good trade for us so far today. NEO, watching that one. And then, guys, just because we have AMD, I'm not going to average in. We're still going to give this one to 92.80 just in case that does drop off. And then Palantir kind of goes the other way. So it hasn't done this that much against us so far yet today. So all the way up, but grayed out at 26.60. We're just going to give it back to break where we got in. So 26.15 or so, and we'll be all done Palantir. We don't want to stay in this one and give it up. That's 20, 40, 60, 80. Have 20% left, and there it is out. But a big time win there for Palantir as we keep cooking up profits on this one, guys.
Yeah, Russ wasn't cooking last night, but Mr. Katina cooking up some profits. OBLN, I can't get away from level 2. If you're going to be looking at a sort of a manual idea, and I want to get out of this with my hands here, 255, double top now. So for this 250 area, it's sort of psychological. You see it on the daily chart as well. But it just can't sustain a bid above the price. And what I mean by that is this little, the bid you see on the left side of my level 2. It just does not get up to that 52, 53 on the 50 break. The offer sort of evaporates a few pennies. So it looks like it's trying to roll over, but man, this thing is strong and the volume is still big. Kodak, I'm not averaging into it. Last time I got wicked out, I wanted to make another push down before I get back in to some more shares for maybe a bigger position like we had a little bit earlier. Brendan, what's up?
Some Canadian content, guys. Recent guest on our show. We had Cybin Networks on our show going back, I want to say, about a month ago. 3-day move here for this stock, guys. CYBN in Toronto broke $1 back on Thursday. We're all the way up to 145 now on a big move today. We're going to have Rahim Alani from OCI Groups come on just after 11 o'clock to talk about the news in this stock. They picked up another company in this space and announced that today. So we're going to have guests coming up at about 11:15 this morning, guys.
Right, great to hear that Rahim is coming through. That's fantastic, guys. Rahim Alani going to come through. We'll talk about that Cybin. And we had them for you first, guys. So I hope the stock is doing well. Brendan just had it up there. We'll talk to Rahim about that and what he thinks moving forward now for Cybin. But you know what, man? EV space or not, we ain't unplugged at all. We ain't. $1.27 now in the money on this NIO trade. Congratulations, anybody that has this with me. Hopefully you're long, man. The initial long, again, I'm tired of showing this, but I'm going to keep doing it. Maybe I'll tweet these out eventually. But AMD, where was it? NEO right there. 42.60, you're seeing it right there, guys. That was the top play that we really loved, but we did miss out on that. So ho-hum on that, but we take it again here at 44.50. A little bit of revenge, guys, as now we run this to the high side there again. AMD trying to come back. That's really the only thing that we have on worthy of talking about right now is NEO. We are trading that Royce. It's not doing much. It's falling back down again right here. It's just chilling out. But if you do see that on Rolls-Royce, shout out to OTC Markets, 7 million shares, but quiet. When it moves, it's good though.
Yeah, and speaking of when it moves, I mean, Luminar here, Laser, has been moving the last couple of sessions. It didn't get to 40, unfortunately. It got to 38.50 before trying to roll over. I wanted a 40 level. That's the only reason I'm not in. I did just get some more of that Kodak when it tested that 12.25. It's trying to roll back below that 12 even. OBLN in the money right now, but that could be temporary. You know what's going on at that 250. If it breaks that, I think 350 is a very, very realistic possibility. Brendan, what's up?
One we were looking at last week, guys, Cloudera after earnings had a big move both to the upside, back to the downside. More weakness coming through here. CLDR, 3% in negative territory. If I expand this, you can remember back aftermarket Thursday had a big pop. They faded that on Friday. Now we're below that low for Cloudera, guys.
Yeah, Cloudera. I like that name, CLDR. Let's have a look quickly for this one. We did not get into it on Friday there, like Brendan was mentioning. But wow, okay. Cloudera had a bid under it a while ago. I don't know whatever happened to that one. But someone was trying to bid out Cloudera, I remember correctly, for that. So I guess that they're missing out on something here. Cloudera down here at another 3.5%. Let's do a little more work and see if we can find a bottom here.
Yeah, and speaking of find a bottom, Xpeng looks like it did. Obviously, I was looking for a place to go short. It just never materialized. You bust right through, and you can see this on the 1-minute chart, how quickly and rapidly it moved up to that 50 area. It did burst through here and trying to pull back down. I just feel like at some point I want to be into this name, into the short trade, but I'm not going to step in front of the train until I see a bit of a reversal. Speaking of reversals, OBLN looking like it is making its turn off of 255 one more time. And you know, we talk about trying to educate you guys. It's not just all about the trades. For anybody that doesn't get a look at a level 2, 250 looks fantastic in terms of a level on the daily chart, and you can sort of see it right up here. But I'm telling you, every time it busts that level, it's like it gets to 55, it just cannot sustain a bit higher. I was trying to get back into some shares last time, just now, off of that 50. I don't want to be selling here at 40s where I already have it. If I'm going to add, it has to be close to that 50 area. Get it tighter to my stop. If it breaks up, man, this is really, really going to go. You get a level like that that's already gone parabolic. It just put a $1.10 move in from the bottom, which we actually had. It's going to be like a levee breaking if this goes to the upside. And similarly, if it does not break through, this thing is going to be back at $2 rather quickly. So be nimble, understand that this is an area level, that 250 is sort of meaningless at this point. You're looking like a 255 area stop to the top, but do not let it go if you're short. Looks like it's coming in for me, but that was a little hairy here. Brandon, what's up?
A couple of things, guys. If anyone's hearing any kind of drilling in the background on the audio, we apologize for that. There's some construction apparently going on today we weren't aware of. So if anyone's hearing that, we apologize. The healthcare group today, really, really strong, guys. This is another one. AQB, 22% move to the upside. Just hit a 52-week high above $10 there. Trying to pull back, but big volume spike for AQB. Through $10. So have a look at the biotech space specifically. Very, very strong so far today. About an hour left over in Europe as far as the session is concerned. Valeria's watching. What's going on over there? What's up, V?
Hey Brandon, European shares are trading lower today on the fears of Brexit with no trading deal. IMI Mobile is up more than 47% after Cisco Systems said that it would buy the company for more than £500 million. Back to you.
Yeah, good point there on a couple of those. We're going to have a look at some more things over in Europe, guys, coming up at 11 o'clock.
Let's go with, I don't know, Superman action. Just got a break of 80 even on TNXP. Of course, I've been short this one since right off of the open when it took out that 98. Also a dollar even, nice psychological level for you. Continuing down towards maybe 70 cents. It was a 63 cent stock on Friday, coming all the way back. This is on the watch list as well. I think we were all looking at, both looking at a one even break, 98s in general. I'm now going to have a trail on the rest of this. It cannot, turn to a losing trade these last shares. I'll give it back to like 85, 86, just to make sure we lock in that profit. Got to go to that OBLN, guys, because it just broke. If you can't beat them, join them is the setting or saying. I do believe that's the saying anyways. So I'm out of this, and it's just incredible buying this high into a move. It's finally gone through this 250 and managed to try to hold a bid. So I'm actually long here up at the top. I'll give it back to like the 35 area, see what happens. But because the next level to the upside is 350, sort of worth it to take a shot at the long. This stock is just absolutely insane up here, guys.
Yeah, I mean, look at Tesla. You want to talk about insane? Damn it! We left some of this on the table, guys, here on Tesla because we did get out right there. We did have that long and strong off the open. We talked about why we liked it, and I'm just super happy because my man Randy, I'm going to be messaging him right after the show is done because he should be super happy with where Tesla's at right now, 626. And hell yeah, we had the long down here, 600. So congratulations, anybody that has that one with us. Roller coaster ride today on Tesla. Give it to us, Brent.
Just checking on Palantir, guys. Just seeing a headline, Palantir winning an FDA drug contract for $44 million over the next 3 years. So I'm going to confirm that. But Palantir apparently with a drug contract from the FDA, guys.
Yeah, you can't beat them. Join them. It is what it is. We'll do a quick little backflip here. You cannot get married to an idea. Couple of shorts here. All good in the pre-market. All good all good right before the open. Last two no. Go long in the 255 break. And we're headed towards $3 already on OBLN. Now, if 3 even breaks, I'd like it to get to that 350. At some point, it's going to turn, and I do still want to be short it. I prefer the break was at 350, or the turnaround was at 350, but if it's at 3 even, I'll likely be flat if I see any kind of significant size or sell action at 3, which currently, even when I scroll down, I'm not really seeing a heck of a lot. I mean, 50,000 shares seems like a lot. On this, it just isn't. I just got another leg out there, so not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, which I did on the short, not on the long trade, so it's already like 40, 50 cents. Like I'm sitting there begging for 25, 30 cents on the short. The long, within 30, 40 seconds, we're already able to make that.
Okay, guys. I mean, yeah, look, tough trades all around, unless you're trading with Palantir today. I mean, look at this, guys. We just went long 75 again off that report. So we got out maybe basically as that report came out. This is why, man, we put the stamp of approval on Palantir way down here. Those of you who maybe didn't know a lot about Palantir, I was doing research. We love the tech stocks. We put buys on it. Shout out to Greg, long down here at 10. So are we, sub 10, and now it's breaking out, guys. So congratulations, anybody long on Palantir. We just took that 10 cents right there again. We're going to do that 20% thing, out. We'll take out another bit now. All we're doing right now is layering, man. Our day is absolutely monstrous right here. So we're going to do a little bit of falling money on this scary one. But yeah, it's been a monster day. Look, NEO still. Look at NEO. $1.50 in the money right now. Let's get out if it breaks 46, but we're loving life right here on the floor today, guys. What up, Brandon?
Here's another one with a big move today, guys. Blink Charging, remember, had that huge move back to the downside over the past week or so. 14.5%. This one about to take out the high. Apparently, they're going to be on that other channel that starts with a C and ends with a C to talk about new developments for Blink coming up tomorrow, guys.
And I guess maybe the turn is going to be F3 on OBLN. Easy come, easy go. I actually still have 20% of the position on here. I was able to add on a bit of a dip when it broke that 260. Came right back to the 50 area. Area stops are good on this name. It's still trying to chug. I'll give it right into that 255 to I guess we'll call it that resistance point to the upside. I'll give it right back to that level. That's my current price. So it'll be break even on the last 20%, or we continue this move into 350. So make the money back. We lose short going long. When you're trading something like this, 70 million shares, active, you got to be prepared to be an active trader. Flips from the short to the long. Tried to let you guys know what I was seeing the whole way while the short was sort of beating me up, and why we like the long if it eventually took up that 255 and not 250, which if you had that trade, you're basically sitting around getting chopped in and out until it finally went through that 55 area. Important to look at it that way. I'm going to go with, I don't know, roller coaster. And I feel like Kodak has been that roller coaster for me. I tried to be a little more patient with this short position here. I was going to give you this look because this is the pre-market low being broken right now. Now, I will take a third off, and I just did for about a 25-cent win, but I want to hold the rest. The gap fill looks like it's on. We're through the pre-market bottom here in Kodak. This was a 750 stock. I felt it was overdone. We talked about this with Mark Roberts here. He sort of agreed, fade it. I did get the top. I did not hold this trade, unfortunately. I probably should have. And then I got wicked out of the last one. Let's try not to do it here. Like my fifth short of the day on Kodak. Brendan, what's up?
Not seeing headlines yet on this one, but Helion Holdings, guys, you remember way back when this was Tortoise acquisition. What day was this? Back in end of September. Flipped over to Helion Holdings. They work on emissions as far as the EV space is concerned, and also in industrial vehicles. So just popping up here on volume through 19 there for HYLN 7% today, guys.
Okay, yeah, Helion, we talked about that as well. I mean, look, there's tons of action in all of these spaces right now. Palantir, we just took a little bit more out at 66 there, so we take 15, we take a dime, and then we lose a dime. So back and forth on that one right now. My bottom's going to be that 26.50. Again, you know, I'm willing to take a 25-cent hit on this if it does happen. We're out now. You know, that's the double, so we have 60% left. So yeah, it will be a hit, but we are not, needless to say, not worried about that hit. So we're going to wait to see if that does come through right now. But okay, got to cancel that order. 26.50 is going to come in. Oh, what we did want to do is get a big banger. So get ready. Bang. Right there for Neo, right there does come out. We took it out right there as stated at 45.50, 45.80. What was my exact fill there? 45.88. So a little bit of a bad out considering what the price is now. But we were just fearful that this could break back down. We get out there for $1.38. So a nice little $1.38 win off this to capture it all. Should have left it, man. We only gave ourselves 50 cents downside on this trade. So 50-cent downside, $1.38 winner on the last 20% or so of that one. I think it was about 15%, to be honest with you. So nice little out there, but it's still ripping up. So meh. Not super happy with that out, but we'll take it. And then obviously Palantir is getting ready just to make sure that we have this trade right. It's through 26.40. So as soon as we get through this 26.40 level, which is right here, we're going to dump it. But Palantir, whatever. We're monstrous on it today. We're long 24.50 pre-market. Pre-market was all the way down here, guys. 24 even. Then this was a big trade to start the day. 24.50 ran that up. Out perfectly out there at 26, in again, out again, great trade. Now we'll see if this last little leg will go on. That news from Brendan there, got a deal with the FDA. That sounds like they're throwing around cash. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, definitely a good look there. About to go to our good friend Brendan for the second watch, but Tesla just hitting 630 there, an unbelievable trade and breakout today by Sean. I'll remind everybody, on our Market Wisdom channel, we literally were talking about this as a breakout at 420 in a swing to the upside, and it's now a 50% move. And this was literally a few weeks ago on our Market Wisdom page. Unbelievable. Brendan is at the big screen. It is time for the Sector Watch. A little more mixed than I thought.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the S&P 500. Pretty mixed indeed, about as mixed as it's going to get. We're dead flat, negative 0.09% for the overall S&P 500. Negativity coming from these two groups right here. This is the energy sector. We were talking about a little bit of a dip in oil prices, Oxy with a downgrade. We had FTI, Apache here, and FANG, all 3.5+% in negative territory. But this whole group is red so far today, the energy sector. Healthcare stocks, I mentioned, a little bit of move to the downside. Biotech specifically, though, very, very strong, helping to offset this. But this group also negative. Real estate stocks are in negative territory. HST, SPG, both 3%, leading the way. As far as gainers are concerned, I want to talk about the consumer discretionary group here. Look at L Brands, 5.5% move to the upside. We have Expedia right below that, 2.5 downside. Best Buy as well, 2.5 to the downside. So offsetting some of the strength coming from this group. But there's Pool, there's Tasco here, TSCO, there's PHM, DHI, and Lennar, all about 1.8 to 2% in positive territory. If you go over to the durable goods group, the services group, pretty much red right across the board. The hotels are here, Wynn, MGM, LVS. Cruise lines here, a couple of them anyway, CCL and RCL in the corner there. Marriott as well, 1.4%. So some of the travel names under pressure once again today. Not this one though, Boeing. If we go down to the industrial sector, Boeing having a great day, 3.7%. AAL having a great day, 3.3%. Right underneath it though, Alaskan Air, 1.9% to the downside. So again, offsetting happening throughout the entire market here. MAS, there's LMT, CAR, and TDG over in the industrials group as well in negative territory. So this group is positive, but only just at this point. In the tech sector here, TYL having a nice day, 2.6%, WU 1.5%. Look at Adobe there, 1.5%. But again, Micron, Intel, 3.8% to the downside on the Apple news. So Micron as well getting a little bit hurt by that. There's Apple right there, 1.4%. Was higher earlier, but still 1.4% for Apple. Offsetting that, 1.1% to the downside, guys, for the S&P. Back over to you.
And speaking of downside, just got another breakdown, 1150 on Kodak. So the jailbreak from the pre-market lows is on. HCAC tried to short on that one a couple of times, but it just took out what was a triple top here. So it just rolled into a bit of a long. We'll go to this the 1 minute chart here so you can see. Rolled into the long when it took out this triple top pre-market a couple of times. Then here off of the open. Don't really have a target to the upside, so I'll take some out for like 1850 and then see how far we can roll that trade. The other position, of course, we have on G-Tech, still looking pretty solid. I do like to hang on to that one. It's 50 cents in the money. It cannot turn into a loser. Been a good one all morning, but no fighting HCAC. Whoa, there goes Kodak, another big leg to the downside. Actually just got taken some out there on Kodak. Looks like we might get a couple of bucks. If this one continues to go, I could really see 10 even area.
Kodak, wild ride there. Nice little out again on Palantir. Not out. We're back right to where we got out that first spot. It does come all the way back. So again, another win there for Palantir. Really happy with that. I did want to give a big shout out here to Daryl as well, because you talked about SPG, Brendan. Here's SPG right here. Long at 63. Get that dividend as well. Guys, I gave everybody, and I'm glad that there's some acknowledgement there, Daryl, as well. We gave you guys SPG at the downside and why we liked it. Again, Simon Property Group, the largest mall owner basically in the United States, from what I know, commercial real estate there for malls. And they were really struggling. They did cut their dividend. Look at this bottom, guys. This is where we gave this to you. 60s. I'm long 65. This is up to 90. I've already paired some off. I did pair some off in the 80s. So just to let you guys know, we did. I was right about here, 82-ish or so. We got some off of that. So, you know, we're pretty light on it now, but back to the upside. We waited for the dividend, got some out there, 5% on a nice move now, Simon Property Group. Back to that high, 96, 97. So watch out as we go. Palantir starting to fall back though. It just was ticked up there, 26.80. Now the fall, I don't know why that fall happened, but we're still gonna hold out for this 40. Looks like a good level. Watch out, man. It might be the top there. We already top picked one spot. We could get out of the rest. I have 60% left. It's not a huge story. And then AMD's bounced off this bottom, 93 a couple times. Let's put some more bids, low 93. See if we catch a runner on that one. But other than that, we're just relaxing right now, guys.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, now that OBLN has gone parabolic again, at least we took advantage of the last one to the upside after fighting it short. You saw it break even, 255 entry, took that out flat. We're now consolidating or trying to below that area. This is a good sign because we're going to try the same thing we did on the way up. Now that it's made a hard retracement, if we can get any kind of a hold here, looks like the sell is going to be on in the same. It hasn't happened yet. You are still trying to bounce off VWAP. You're still bouncing off that area that showed so much strength earlier on in the session. Kodak, I still have that one short side, guys, at 12.13. It's 80 cents in the money. Seller just popped in at 11.38. If you are short that, just watching the level 2, a bit of a level there. But I am looking at OBLN. That is going to be the next play to jump back into the short off that 255 area.
Ooh, Rocket Mortgage, not doing much. Moderna, not doing a whole hell of a lot. AMD, a good out, looks like on NEO there, right here, 46. That was a good out there as NEO's now falling back, looking to maybe get into some longs here on NIO. But I don't, again, I kind of like the long if we can get back into this area right here, back to 44. I don't know if that's going to be coming. So let's look over at XPEV just to give that a quick look here. 48.70, 48.73. XPEV, wow, it made all the way to 51 on that NEO bump as well. So yeah, now XPeng coming back to life as well, to the downside that is. So a good look there. We did a little bit of talk on AMD. I do have an order now down to get long in the 93 teens. If that does come through, we'll take that. Boeing, we loved that call the other day at 217. We put that in our long-term account, 241. Good little high side of 244. I also put GE in the long-term portfolio, bang, at 1050 right there as well. Congratulations to my father who went in this one with me at 1050 off of some breaks, so up to $11. It's a quick 5% in a week there on GE. Nice little move today. But this is another one like mRNA. We talked about AstraZeneca. Oh, let's do that talk. mRNA, of course, is a NASDAQ name. If you're joining us for the first time, we also have a free watch list. So you might be saying, wow, I can't believe the show is for free. Yeah, but also our watch list is for free. And I'm going to show it to you real quick here. December 7th is the day, and that is today. Today's watch list included Apple, AstraZeneca. We're going to get to that as well. Neil's been trading Kodak like a madman from what I can hear. XPEV as well. And Donkey Kong's on the board. Everything. Lyft we haven't really looked at. Hennessy Capital. Anyways, watch list.tradertv.live. No, watch us on tradertv.com, I think it is. There are .live. What is it, Valeria? Drop that link there. .live, of course. What would that be?
Speaking of Apple here, yeah, that was a nice move above that 123 up to 124.5. Holding here just below 124. 1.5% still for Apple. Remember, they said they're going to start making their own chips, rivaling Intel. We saw both Intel on that board during the sector watch. Intel and Micron, big moves down on that news today, guys.
Seriously, DraftKings. Like Sean mentions DraftKings, I'm like, oh yeah. I've been bidding DraftKings for the pullback trade since right here at 9:14 in the morning.
Oh my God, it finally...
Look at this. It actually ticked right down to my bid and did not fill me. So, whatever. The pre-market low does hold. It didn't happen at 9:30. It has come back in. I talked about maybe we'd have a shot at this one off the low at around 11 o'clock. So, is this going to be it in DraftKings? Obviously, I can sort of maybe pay up a little bit here because why am I sitting at like 49.08? Randomly when what's the difference between 10 or 15 cents here? So let's see if I can't pick up some DraftKings. It's still going to be off of that 49 bottom. If that can't hold, we'll just walk away from it, but it's a relatively tight stop, so why not play around with it here? We liked it. If it happened at 9:30, I'll like it here at 11 o'clock, which we said was a distinct possibility the way this thing tends to trade.
I already took it and bang, right there. We just took a nice little 10-cent win. Thanks for bringing it up, Neil. I was waiting at 49.18 or something like that, and I canceled that bid. We gave you this downside look here for a long time on DraftKings, and the reason why we like it, here it is right here. I'm super excited about this, so we're already in and out of 20% there for 10 cents. Look at this, 49 held, 49 here tops, 49 bottoms all the way back, guys, to early November. We had 49 as a key spot there. So DraftKings, we take that, and we already are long now 20. So good little long there. Again, I would be longer down here if I'd kept my order, but I didn't. So we went in there, just marketed in, man. As soon as Neil brought that up, I was like, that's at 49 already? So we'll market that in and take off a quick 10 cents there for 20% profit. And other than that, though, we're still rocking and rolling on everything. Palantir does go down and we get out, but now it's straight back up. So is this just ramping up for another leg long? I'm going to wait on Palantir. We've already destroyed it. It's been a big stock for me. I'm going to wait for a 27 break. And then if that happens, we'll just keep doing more of the same, guys, on DraftKings. And then, of course, AMD trying to make moves backside as well. We're back to flat on AMD.
Yeah, and not back to flat, but it's holding a bid. That TNXP 80 was the original target. I said I'm going to hold on to some for a bigger move on this after it broke a buck. That doesn't seem like it's going to be happening just yet, but there isn't a reason to get out. Ignore this. It hasn't actually come back into VWAP. No reason to trail it. I actually think there's a good shot to maybe, if it tests VWAP, roll into some more shares on the short side. DraftKings 25 is now my price, so not quite what we're looking for, but 49 is going to be that out. Kodak, you said, I've been a little bit active on it, and Kodak's sort of worthy of that. Look at this wick all the way down to 11. Fortunate to get some out here at the bottom. Actually got 15s. The bottom is 12s, but bouncing all the way back almost to 12 even. Sorry, not 11, 12, but 12 even. So $1 bounce. While I'm still hanging on to the last of my shares, they're still at the money. If it tries to get back up to this 12 to 12.25, I think I might take some more short in Kodak and then see if it can't roll back to this 11. And the only reason is 750. It's just such a huge gap to be trying to fill in, and the trend is so hard to the downside. We did a decent hold here to try to make a buck. The second time, that's a horrible shakeout for me here when I had this at 13. Not back in until 12. I want to see if I can't get this one for the rest of the day if it wants to still sell off. Wow. Time for money talks. It's already 10:50. What's going on in the world of currencies and crypto? Let's go to Brennan.
Hey, yeah, let's start off with currencies, guys. But I want to talk about the British pound. We mentioned the news this morning in the pre-market, if you joined us, the Brexit discussions between the EU and the UK kind of falling apart. They're really not getting anywhere with no plans to resume said discussions at this point either. So we topped out on the British pound last week up around 135. It's just been straight downside ever since then. We're all the way back to 132.5 here for the British pound. It did bounce off of that this morning back to 133, but more than a full percent at one point. We're back to about 0.9% to the downside for the British pound. The big mover on the day. The euro is higher, 0.2%. Our Canadian dollar trying to get back below 78 cents. Not really succeeding, though. It's down 0.15%, sitting right at 78 cents. Japanese yen, Swiss franc are lower. Swiss franc having a pretty negative day here as well. 0.45% in negative territory. Australia's higher. New Zealand, that usually means, yep, higher. 0.16%. Bitcoin and Ethereum, both in positive territory. It's interesting, though. We did come back to about break even early on, back to about 2%, 19,200 for Bitcoin. Ethereum not really doing a heck of a lot either, but still 2% in positive territory. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, Ethereum. Yeah, we've been trading. I mean, if you did want some love, GBTC here, but it's not really doing much from a Bitcoin side of things. The missed trade of the day for me, well, I mean, a couple. We had Neo at that 42.60, and then we had our friend Apple. Let's see if we can find. We have a. I think oh shoot, I just missed it. Oh, darn it. I was going to find you. Stick with me for a second, guys. I'm looking for the Apple logo here. I think we could do better on this one. What do you guys think? There's Apple. It's like a green apple, then it turns into an apple, I believe. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so 124, just pretty choppy now on the upside. I think the steam is out of some of these NASDAQ names. You can see that we're into AMD, not great. It hasn't been great all morning. One stock that that I absolutely love is my favorite stock, has been anyways in the past. Microsoft during the tech destruction was a great stock to trade. Now today, I mean, again, it's kind of choppy. You had one move was great, then the retracement back, and then so actually it's been pretty good if you're able to catch some of these. I don't know what the catalyst would be here for any of these moves, but we do know that Slack was bought by, hey, you know what? We didn't look at CRM today. Was bought by Salesforce, which is CRM. I do like this long here at 220 where we went down to on Friday. CRM, if you can get into this one, I love it. My favorite though, and we're already long it, is Twilio, if you're going to be in any of the cloud space there. But CRM with Mark Benioff, again, stick your money into the best. And I think Mark Benioff is one of the best, as well as JP Diamond as well. So.
Yeah, I apologize for this missed opportunity. We did very briefly, when we were going over, and the entire reason we started 8:30 is to cover more names and give more levels. And someone asked about space, and I was like, yeah, 30 break. I like that. I've been sort of lining that one up. Missed it off the open. You know what was going on in Kodak and some of these other names, OBLM, which I'm back into, by the way. But a second push off of a double bottom, now a double top, 30.70. It looks like Virgin Galactic is trying to take this out right here, right now. It did not just pull back in. It's still right at that top. Look for a 30.70 break. Maybe scalp some off, given the time of day. It's almost 11 o'clock, everybody. Scalp some off in front of 31 and then see how far it can go. Brendan, what's up?
More SPAC to look at. Giga Capital 2. I just want to make sure, yeah, it is Giga Capital 2. This is the second time they've done this. GIX. 15% today. Just had a huge volume spike there. 3-day highs 11.5 broke on a volume spike. So GIX, Giga Capital 2, another SPAC moving around on positive news. Also that BFT, that PaySafe company from the UK, the CEO is on CNBC currently. So if you're watching that BFT, heads up there, guys.
Yeah, CNBC. I never really heard of whatever Brendan said there. Is that a ticker symbol, CNBC? Just kidding. Of course, that is someone. We have CNBC up here. It is somewhat good for some of those things. And again, if your guys are going to be like, I think Blink is going to be on there later on. So sometimes there's some good little bumps that you can get if you keep your ear to the ground about different companies being on, the mass media. There, you can get bumps just from that alone. Like there we go. Like for example, Blink. Well, let's call it up here. News came that it's going to be on CNBC. That was about 25 or 30 minutes ago. Let's see what Blink has done since. And there you go, straight to the upside since that announcement at 10 o'clock that they're going to be on CNBC. So there you go. That's another little look there in case you guys are wondering what we're talking about on some of that. Square getting close to all-time highs again. There was one name I wanted to look at. Now I can't remember what it was. Okay, I'll do better. Oh, that's what it was. It was space, the final frontier. And yeah, we are going to the moon here. So not pardon the pun. That was meant on purpose as we hit the moon thing there. People going to space today, man, 6.5%. What a great move on Virgin today. I don't know what sparked this. It was not on our list. I apologize if Brendan came earlier, but a 7% move on space. I know that there was something about New Mexico and some of the COVID rules and whatnot, and them delaying some of their test flights.
There's a conference this week. It's like I forget. Apologies, because I forget the name of it. But like there is a space conference going on, and be talking about like SpaceX, and of course that might give some push to Virgin Galactic, which is why we like it this week. Probably should have mentioned that one to you guys a bit earlier, but the name does slip me. OBLN is slipping to the downside now. This is why you file away some of those levels. Remember this chop area, 225 to 255, where I tried the short the first time. It failed. We reversed into a long. That was probably actually my best trade going long, believe it or not, on this stock. Now back into the short, and it breaks at 25. I started getting out of it, and then it immediately catches a bit. So we'll see what happens. It's been a very strong stock all morning. Pre-market was good. Open was okay. Right before the open was okay, but the long has been winning so far. If it does not hold this 220, yeah, we're going back below 2 even for sure. That's why I'm trying to hold on to some of this to that downside. Kodak, only about 50 cents in the money here. As it is also pulling back up on me, guys. So you just mentioned Virgin. Actually, I did just say I had a stop order for this double top break at 30.70. And then, of course, it reverses on me. So the stock that I don't want to go short in, that's the one that puts a double top and starts to retrace. But I wanted to be long in this one today. Was never really looking at any shorts.
Water. Hydration Nation, let's find out. Let's hit that, guys. Welcome. If you're a part of it, join it right now. Hydration Nation. We'll see if we can't fire some off there and get going with Hydration Nation. Okay, Palantir all the way back, guys. I don't know, pie on my face, I guess. We got out there as now it's making new highs. We're going to wait for 27 to break on that one. Unfortunately, I do see some people asking, hey, what did we say about DraftKings? I wish we didn't say much about it, but we did get in at 46.20 there. We got out 20% there. We are going to lose. DraftKings remains a puzzle for me all of the time. I keep saying that, like DraftKings, it doesn't trade well for me in the middle of the day, and we'll learn our lesson again.
You know what makes me sick about this one, Sean, is I was literally saying, when I looked at the chart, everything in my gut told me, yeah, but this is the breakout trade. Just take the pre-market break. It holds a low. But I'm going to be patient because that's lost for me the last couple of times. Play it the other way, where you try to bounce off of that level later on in the session. And then what did I say? You can rewind the tape, guys. I was literally like, yeah, but now that I said that, the opposite's going to happen. So I've lost here, but at least the out was good. I don't know. We'll call the out of 49 and it continues southbound. Look, it just feels like DraftKings is so much better on a consolidation swing play, at least for me, than trying to pick this one out on these little day trades that you put on. So I don't know. Once again, DraftKings is a bit frustrating. OBLN, on the other hand, this could get good. You are seeing a bit of a base forming, but hey, if it's making a base at 225 and the bounces are 5 cents instead of 20 to 30, then maybe the buyers are starting to run out of steam. And if that is the case, might have this one on. I just want to show you guys perspective on these moves. As good as some of the shorts looked pre-market, this went absolutely nuts from 130. Never got to that 350 mark, which I thought could be in play on the 3 break, but I got out of the short anyways up there. I saw the long up there, and now into the short. If it holds below VWAP, this is one of those that could just be good for the rest of the session if you're on the short side. If you're holding long right here, right now, this 2 to 225, where Friday's high was after market, probably of some concern to you. If you're holding along, you probably should be in the money, but if you're not, I would consider that as a bit of a stop. Wow, 11 o'clock already. Let's get our European update with Valeria in the Arun uniform at the big screen.
Hey guys, European shares are mixed on the Brexit trading deal uncertainties. Russia is up 0.33%. Italy is down 0.41%. Germany is down 0.28%. And Britain is up 0.12%. Ryanair CEO said that he cannot see IAG to survive post-Brexit period, owning so many Boeing planes. IAG is down 0.44%. Back to the traders.
And oh, I got a key for this. Yes, just in time. Pew Pew Capital. You guys remember, like, on the floor, you wear the vests, the jackets, whatever they might be. That's Arun's uniform, and you guys know Valeria. Look, it's exactly the same. I think it's almost perfect. G-Tech breaks 9 even. We sort of had that one short in front of 9. It was good. I got greedy on the last third, but reversed into the long off 9 even. Just got like a 50-cent winner on the second third of this. I'm hanging on for the top. 10.50. Look, it's one time, these trades up here, those are dark pool dumps that you see in the pre-market. 2,000 likes. Thank you very much there, guys, for all of the love. But G-Tech at 9 even. It gives you off the short. It's now giving it to you off the long. Oh, man. Sorry. Just saw this level here at 10. I'm just going to walk away. If I can get almost $1 win in like a matter of seconds, this is why we go over these levels in the morning. G-Tech, I know it was lonely. Greenland Technologies, ho-hum at the bottom of the list, but at least we mentioned it a couple of times for actionable trades on the short and the long. And of course, it just halted. That was quite the solid out there at 10 even. Or sorry, it looks like I got 995 or so. But either way, we just halted to the upside. Parabolic mover on G-Tech. Doing my best to keep Sean hydrated. You're supposed to drink, by the way, buddy.
Yeah, parabolic mover, and we are here, guys. So let's parabolic drink right now.
Well, that's not a good idea. You might.
Yeah, we don't want parabolic drink. We'll be floating around here and running to the men's room. Okay, Donkey Kong, we're out of that one, so who cares? Move on, Sean. Okay, AMD goes right into the money for us. Good trade on AMD now. We are long right here. We've been waiting very, very patiently to see if we can make more highs. So AMD, let's go and see if we can, buddy, make some new highs now on AMD. I don't know, new highs. I don't think we get back up to here, but we should be able to do something. What up, Beep?
I haven't seen this one yet, guys. Simon Property Group down, well, not huge, but 2.5% here today. Did bounce off 91 there a couple of times. We're working our way back to the upside. They announced this morning that they picked up a bunch of JCPenney's retail locations. So down initially on that news, but trying to get back higher here, back to 92 at least for SPG.
Yeah. So you did, you mentioned it. I think you went and got an espresso. You did mention it in your recap there in the sector watch, and then we brought it up. And Simon Property Group, what a great stock. Thanks for bringing it up again, Brendan. I mean, with the 5-6% dividend up to 90, that stock has been nuts. Simon Property Group, great little investment there that I put on. Not heavy because I wasn't sure. I still don't believe it should be up that high. Just based on all the COVID numbers, but okay, I don't make the market. Okay, AMD, well, kind of do. AMD here, 93.90, looking to break. I still think we can get above this. My out's going to be right about here, 94.20. If you're keeping record and track at home, we're going to turn AMD into a moneymaker here at 94.25, getting out at the quarters, right where this garbage kind of started. Guys, look at NASDAQ taking off.
Yeah, and it's a volatility halt. I should have said that to you guys. GTEC, this is a volatility halt upside, so it'll open up at about 11:03. I'm not into this one. I did get out just in the nick of time, but I am going to get back into, and I shouldn't say it, I should try to actually get an execution up here at some point, but I'm trying to get back into Kodak. It looks like it's headed right back to that 12 to 12.25 area. This is where the last short I put on came, and I still have a little piece of it here. But when this turns, well, if this turns, starts to go sideways, maybe fail off of a 12.25. It cannot break 12.25, or I don't want it. I'm going to try to get back into Kodak. It's been all short for me, except for one accidental long, which I flatted for like a 1 cent win. So I guess a 1 for 1 on the long in Kodak. Count it that way if you want to. I don't, because I didn't mean to do it. But I'm going to get back into some shares here in Kodak in front of 12.25. Looks like it just stalled going sideways. Either way, it probably is not going to turn into a negative stock unless I do something incredibly stupid, which I plan not to do. OBLN still holding that 225. It is in the money, but not nearly enough. I want more to the downside on that trade.
Yeah, here goes Palantir, guys. Right now, let's go. If we could break through, that's not Palantir, that's AMD. Good trade. We've talked about that, but here's what we want to look at right now. 27 Palantir. All we've been doing is breaking highs and breaking necks as well on this stock. 27 and change, looking to go high side here. PLTR, we should execute right away. Again, hands off well, my hands are always on the keyboard, but we are waiting for this to break. I have a stop order in, so what that means, guys, is as soon as it triggers a certain number, my order will bang, hit the market and trigger in. So it's not a market order. I think I crossed up 5 cents. So the most we'll be able to get long, I think, is 27.05. I'm not going to look. I can look now quickly. 27.06 we crossed up to. So we'll see if we get 27.06s. Is going to be our marketable order. It's not a market order because the thing is, if you put in a market order, I mean, I know Neil, I think he talked about this earlier, but if you put in a market order and it breaks 27, you could get long literally at any price. The liquidity's here, so I'm not worried about it, but I definitely only want to cross up 5 or 6 pennies. And again, depending on your share size, you might want to be careful on that. It's very important on a stock like Tesla that you watch out for those breaks and whatnot. So,
well, the good thing about Palantir, though, is Palantir is at least a name which has so much. That's why it's such a good day trade, because the liquidity is really good. So I don't like market orders, but if you had to use it, certainly that's not a horrible one. Tesla, I mean, that goes without saying. You don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Any second now, this GTEC is going to open up, and it is right on the pre-market highs. 10 even, 9.99 technically it halted. 10.50 is the actual top I have here. Well, my chart says 10.39. I think it was one print overnight at 10.49. Either way, if it does not break 10.50 or opens lower and holds 10 even, I think I'm looking for shorts. It opens right here at 10. Again, you look at the level 2 here, it's not necessarily the most liquid name, but immediately bouncing to the upside. So for now, I don't like the short. I want it to hold below that halt or fail at 50. Hasn't tested the 50 just yet.
Okay, so as explained and guaranteed, we would be long Palantir one more time, and it could be multiple more times. We're long at 05. Bang! Nice little win right there. Hit the hot dogs. Hot dogs for everybody. Hot dogs for you, Raheem, as well. As Raheem's getting ready to come on. I see that handsome young fellow getting ready. So what's up, Raheem? Another big winner for your boy here, going long through 27. Look at these longs down here, guys. 24.50, 26.50, 26.20, sorry. Now we go long 27. And look at this, guys. 27.05. We're at 27.18. We keep the party going. going on this one. You know my next out's right here. Come on, give it to me at 24, baby. No, it doesn't go, but we'll wait to see if that one can come upside. 27.24. Going to be another out for yet again another 20 penny winner.
That's okay, Sean. You're still pretty fly
for a white guy. Yeah. That's why. Yeah.
You can't.
I'm glad
you walked into that one, my friend.
Yeah, no, I'm setting it up. That's what I was just going to say. I'm glad you said that, actually. Okay, 94.21 right now coming in. AMD. Oops, we did it again. You want some Britney Spears references? There it is. Hot dogs again. Let's get out of AMD as we're right up to where we said it would go. 94.22. Neil, this day, I don't know how it could get better, but we're going to keep trading.
That joke just cost me the short on GTech. Look, I mean, I'm kind of chuckling at it. It might have been hard to catch this one, but wow, the reversal. It tried to break that 1050, snapped back downside. Obviously, I'm not even saying I would have got this because you're trying to chase it down between that 10 and that 1050 mark. Now it looks like it could halt downside here. It actually, you know what? It was about to. And then caught a little bit of a bounce. So no downside halt. I'm going to short this off of 10 even if it holds lower. But as we teed up, our friend Raheem is on the line. I think let's go to Brendan. No?
Yeah, we're going to get to Raheem in a second, guys. Just want to mention this real quick. Lemonade, we talked about it around this 94, 95 area. Yeah, just broke 99. So all-time highs now for Lemonade, having quite the day. Big volume spike there at 99, guys.
I like you, Lemonade.
Damn you, Lemonade. Yeah, I like that one. I was going to. It doesn't matter. I was good. That was going to be possibly the call for 2021, and we'll wait. We gave PayPal the call for 2020 at 108. And let's check PayPal out right now. And again, this was pre-COVID. I mean, I gave it in January. COVID was still running rampant, obviously, in China, but none of us had that idea that this was coming. There's PayPal 218, so a double for the year. So we're going to wait to see what does come of 2021. I actually like Rocket, but with the Dixie, the dollar heading to the downside there, I'm not in love with Rocket Mobile as much as we're Rocket companies, I guess now, as much as we were before. But there's PayPal making moves. And then Palantir, okay, we celebrated it. I'm going to give this one all the way back down here, 26.50. This may have been, again, 20, 40%. So nice wins. Again, 10 cents, 20 cents. We'll wait to see if it goes even more. We did dump some prematurely last time. Let's give this again to a break of 26.50. If it does it, it does it. We're going to be gone. But we still do like Palantir to the long side. It's just, I wonder if we're exhausted, man. This is another 13%. Like, look at this. This is why you know that we're loving life. No shorts in here at all. Short is purple. That's actually me getting out of one of these longs because I had orders upside. So short is purple. And as you can see today, we ain't purple at all on this name. So good little look here for Palantir as we go today, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I am purple. Well, I am short, whatever, purple, whatever. It's the same thing on my chart as well. On GTech, for those of you guys that don't know, the red arrow is when we get out of a long position, selling it, and the purple is when we take a short sale. So it just failed at 10, like I just mentioned. 10.50, obviously better. It's giving a little bit of consolidation in this area. I don't want to load up just yet because what I'm really interested in is that 10 even, the previous halt price. So I want to get some more shares. If it pops up in here, I want to be able to add to it between 75 and 10 even. That's why it's so far going to be a little bit light. If it rolls over, I'll probably have to hold through VWAP. Well, there goes Virgin Galactic. Obviously should have the double bottom, obviously should have the 30 break, but it just took out that double top at 30.70. So I just got in here, picked up 71.5. Our routing keys can access midpoints and dark pools, so we're able to get fills like that, which can save you. I mean, it doesn't really, unless you're really, really active, it doesn't save you a ton, but we'll take whatever we can get. As I mentioned, I will likely take a little bit off in front of 31 and then see how far Virgin wants to go for me to that upside. Kodak, still barely in the money, 12.05 short. If it breaks 12.25, I will get out of that one. Let's go OBLN. Come on, just get down for me here. I mean, this thing just cannot go more than 15 cents in the money, which is not nearly enough.
Okay, guys, it was a roller coaster a little bit today as we'll hit that on AMD, but we do turn it positive, so yahoo. We don't always, our goal sometimes is not just to turn positive. It didn't really matter this time, it just, we are positive on this stock. The only two negative stocks we have today are DraftKings, which is small. Let's check where that is now. Yeah, downside, okay, so thank God we got out of some DraftKings there. Nice little hit there, but small hit compared to what everything else has been. And then our only other negative stock is Kodak, and this is crazy because it doesn't get easier than this short, which I had on. I didn't have on. I put the order in. I paid for the short. But then when we got out of our long, which I never thought we would have, my short got canceled because, again, it would have a conflict there because I was out on my initial stop out position. So you got to re-enter your short, and I forgot. I know Neil has it, so that was great, man. That was the big mistake. So really the only stock I'm negative today is Kodak. So we're going to keep on running that. Look at this Tesla long. Like, you could do, I put on Twitter, I did like a face palm because look where we're long here. 600 downside. We took it out at 609. Then we took it out in this cluster area here of 620. But now you're up to 630. And I've already messaged Randy. He's loving life right now on this Tesla log. So as am I, man, as am I. Tesla's still mooning here to the high side. So we're really happy and proud for anybody that has the Tesla long. Neil, your SNDL, I don't know why you didn't short it today. It's just been...
Because of Kodak.
You know what?
It's because of Kodak.
If you shorted it early, though, well, actually, no, it would have been fine. I was just thinking this was pre-market. You probably wouldn't have shorted that. But since the market opened up, wow.
The thing about it is, right, it's like you can't be trading something like Kodak heavily, and then this OBLN has been pretty active. There's only so much you can be doing, and I think SNDL, you're kind of market making and you're active on it, so which I usually am, and I cannot do that on multiple names. Virgin Galactic is stalling out just a little bit here, so I might not get all the way to 31 before I take some off, but I want to make sure I get some profit, at least for the scalp trade, on the first third. If I heard correctly, I don't know if I did, I think our good friend Raheem is ready to go. Let's go over to the desk. And Brendan.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier, guys. Cybin here in Toronto. If you're looking at the Canadian market, CYBN, big mover today, 15 or 14.5% to the upside. All-time high since listing on the NEO exchange. We had the company CEO on the show the day that they were listed on the NEO exchange. Rahim Alani from OCI Groups joining us to talk a little bit about why we are at recent highs on CYBN. They announced a $20 million deal today. That is for Adelia Therapeutics. Guys, do we have, yeah, there he is, Rahim Alani, OCI Groups. Good to see you, my friend. Tell me why this is important.
Morning, sir. How's everybody doing?
Very good. Happy Monday. So this is a big deal for them. I mean, $20 million deal.
Yeah, no, it's a sizable transaction. If you saw the run up on the stock on Friday, it ran up through $1, got up to $1.24. So they used that as the closing price on the transaction. So $20 million deal. And it gives them a base of really solid science, technology, and people, all based in Boston, which is now becoming sort of a biotech hub. That's where the CEO is actually based themselves. So this is a nice play for them, and this essentially now will become the Cybin US tool.
And as far as going forward, what is this adding for Cybin as far as productivity or technology?
So I think when Doug was on a little while back, and even I had spoken about it a while back, Cybin really wants to focus on the IP nature of the business and focus on the science of it. And so what this does is really bulks up and beefs up their science. So they're picking up some additional IP that the company has, Adelia has, and it adds to patent applications that they've got as well. So Cybin really wants to become at the forefront of IP and patents in the science of it. Now we can get into the science of the bioavailability and the acting molecules, and I'm happy to do that if you guys want to go there, if we want to talk about next steps.
Yeah, let's definitely go there. What exactly are we talking about when it comes to the science here?
So I think what this does, it creates what's called a delineated process, and it increases the bioavailability of the acting molecules. And that's going to be really important for pharmaceutical processes, because with pharmaceutical processes, you need a bioavailability. Sorry, clearly I'm not a science guy. Bioavailability that is needed. And what that does, it allows now for pharma, they'll look at it and say, okay, I get where this is, and this can actually be expanded into a larger scale deployment. So in theory, if Cybin plays its cards right, they could be one of the only, call it 2 companies or 3 companies that really have this bioavailability that pharma needs. The other one is a company called Compass, And if Compass patents what they are intending to patent, in theory, Cybin might be the only other player out there that's got this bioavailability.
As far as the actual price movement goes, we broke $1 for the stock back on Thursday last week. This has had 3 days now, 3 impressive moves to the upside, including with the news today. Is there something else going on here, Raheem, as far as the catalyst behind this move is concerned, or is this the only thing we're aware of?
Well, obviously, it's the only thing that we're aware of. But I think in reality, you're looking at a tax loss selling season on with some other stocks, and these guys are only at highs. You're not going to see any tax loss selling. I think capital is obviously rotating around, and when capital rotates, it looks at names that might have some activity and some positive news to come, like Cybin has had, right? So if you look at a company that's gone public at 75, like you said, hit $1 a couple of days ago, and continues to go, the positive segment around the psilocybin space is really still there, and it's, I think, early innings on that, and so I think that will continue to go. Add to the story and add to the sector. And again, with their focus on the IP, I think that's what differentiates themselves from some of the other psilocybin-based companies out there.
Raheem Alani, OCI Groups, we appreciate your time and more insight into this move on CYBN. Guys, if you want to look that up, CYBN, the ticker here in Toronto. Thanks, Raheem.
Anytime.
There we go, guys. Cybin, yeah. Former guest on the show. We had them on the day they were listed on the NEO exchange. Now up to $1.45 today, guys. An impressive move.
I almost don't want to know the first time you mentioned this morning, Brennan, because, if you'd bought at that time, I promise you're happy with that trade. We're going to be happy with Virgin Galactic here. It did make that break, of course, that 30.70. We talked about that double top here. It stalled out, finally got to 31, so I did take the second third out in front of 31 even. If it pulls back, I'm looking for a bounce. I mean, if it bounced at 70, that'll be fine. I might take some more shares that way. I'll likely flat the trade if it breaks my break-even spot, and then look for a further dip, maybe that holds at like 30, 35. Otherwise, I think a 31 break is not a horrible place to add, so I'll go ahead and do that. I haven't hit enough graphics today, so let's go with a spicy meatball. And if you don't think Kodak is spicy, well, then you're probably not a short-term trader. I just got something like the first leg out at about 11.80 on the last rollover 12.25. About a 25-cent win, which is kind of what I've been taking for the first leg out each time, 25 to 30 pennies. But it's testing right back to the top. Now, a decent shot that at lunchtime the range could tighten up because the volume is so big. And in that case, I probably have to scalp some more heavily. That's why I have a bid down here again to take that 25 despite not adding to the position. You have to anticipate the fact that over this time period, you might have to adjust your strategy. So not the big holds that we've had on the shorts before. Might have to start scalping smaller wins off and then hold a smaller amount for the bigger flush. Now, that's what might happen in Kodak. Now, it's coming down on me here, which is fine. Well, I was phrasing. But either way, I do like the short. I'm not getting out of this short. If 12.25 breaks, I'll get flat. I'll just jump right back in if it fails a VWAP. I'm not going long Kodak today.
What we are going long and what we are cashing in at right now is, let's just do it again, man. Bang! For Palantir, we'll do one last one for the day. Congratulations, anybody long this name. And put your hand up if you're long me here on Palantir today. Ding, 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 ding. Straight upside. You guys wanted some calls early on in the morning. The one we gave you was 24.50. Doesn't get much better than that. Here's a break right here. 24.50 upside. 40-cent win right now we have on board. And this is how it's broken down, guys. 20%, 20%, 20%, 20% out ahead of 50, and now your boy holds the rest. So now we'll hold the rest, and we'll go upside now on PLTR. Watch it break 27.50. Man, we're hella long this name, sub 10. We've made that call. We've got some out already on this trade. Not today. I may get some out after market today, but I think Palantir's ramping up again to possibly test that 30 level. But I have no idea. I didn't think we'd come in today and see this action on what is normally a little slow now as we head into the Santa Claus rally time with it being, what, December 7th right now. Oh, get your gifts, guys. I mean, it's getting near that time. Don't mess, and I thought about this over the weekend. Don't mess with shipping this year because there goes Palantir, 27.55, man. I don't know what to do. Let's just hit through the roof. I don't know the last time we did this. Here's another 50-cent winner to end the show, guys. I'm super, super pleased with today's trading, and it ain't going to stop. I'm coming back tomorrow.
I'm saying, I can't remember the last time you hit through the roof, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if I've even seen it once. I like that graphic, and maybe we'll get there again. I hope there's no cause to hit the through the roof here on Kodak because, of course, I am sure. I just took another leg out there. I talked about 25-cent wins. Got to take them here at lunchtime. OBLN, this is a battle, and I mentioned this in the chat. I'm going to go to Brendan in just a quick second, guys. I know we're running out of time, but I am back into this short. This same this 220, 215, if you go to Friday aftermarket, that was the top. It's held that to the previous consolidation, that 235, 240. If it breaks back up, it's likely to make another retest of 3. If it breaks the low, which it could do right here, I think the home run short is finally on. After fighting it a few times, might have the winner on, or the best winner short for me all morning long on OBLN. With that, let's now go to Brendan at the desk.
One of the ones from the list this morning, guys, the watch list, just making a day high here. Hennessy Capital, 37% now. Remember, this is the Canoe SPAC, guys. So we're back to day highs once again. This was quite the monster move from 17 to 18.5, guys.
Yeah, I said nope, because much like that's like that drink for me that I don't touch anymore. It should have been that trade that I shouldn't have touched. And look, ultimately the short, there was an opportunity to catch this roll over here, but I was trying a short off of 17 a little bit too early. Made a little bit back on a long breakout, but I'd shorted it as well. So I'm down on this stock today. I thought it was going to be a retracement play. It looks like it's grinding higher. Maybe I'll take a shot at it in the afternoon. Probably not. Or maybe in the next couple of days. Much more likely as it settles down a little bit. I just talked about OBLN. Making a bit of a battle, and it might be one to the short side. Yeah, just got some out at 215, so taking off about 30 cents or so for the first quarter of this new position. Well, not that new, I guess. I've had it on for like half an hour or so. This last short position. If it gravitates and holds below VWAP, I'll be willing to add on pops and work this one all the way to the downside. But OBLN and Kodak, I don't anticipate on having any longs in the afternoon now that they've shown the ability to both go parabolic and come back with some real sell-side action. TNXP, I mean, I just had this all day long, and I might never get out of this thing. If it stays below $1, I'll just short it all day, I suppose.
Yeah, never get out.
We day trade, so I get it by the end of the day. I have to get out.
Yeah, it's another good, actually valid point for sure. Neil and I day trade, so we get out and flat at the end of every single day. So please do not take what we say here as longer term positions. We definitely scalping it out, including only having 20% left of this monster Palantir, guys. What a fantastic trade that's been. What up, B?
A little bit of news here, guys, on Candy Technology. Saw a few of you talking about this one in the chat there. The CEO has come out disputing Hindenburg's short report on this stock. So there is a letter that came out today saying why that is misleading. So nice move up here, 10, almost 11% for KNDI today, guys.
It's kind of funny. We were just talking about that other SPAC and how it's like that car is even uglier than the Candy one. Maybe we should have just been going long saying, well, there's one uglier, go long in KNDI. That would have won. You should not make trade decisions based. It's not crazy, of course.
I would.
There's aesthetics to cars, so it's not crazy to say it looks ugly, sell it. But KNDI to the upside and screaming. I don't have any levels on this one, but probably something I'll be looking at in the afternoon for a retracement play. Wow, there's only 3 minutes left here, guys, and there are some earnings to get to. Maybe a couple that you'll be interested in. Let's go to Brendan.
Going to be a very busy week, to say the least, as far as IPOs are concerned as well, guys. Keep in mind, tomorrow is DoorDash, so join us tomorrow morning at 8:30. We're going to walk through a bunch of different approaches as far as how we're going to have a look at DoorDash coming out. Hopefully it will come out on the show, but with IPOs, you never know once they get all the pricing worked out and where it's going to open and all the orders matched off and get it trading. Typically is a little bit later in the morning, so we're going to do our best to stay on. So we get to DoorDash, and then Wednesday, the big one, Airbnb. So join us tomorrow at 8:30. But yeah, let's have a look at what's coming up after market tonight before the open tomorrow, guys, for earnings.
I mean, there's Stitch Fix. Well, yeah, Stitch Fix. I mean, that's probably if there's one that we're likely to be trading actively, that's certainly going to be it. It's worth noting, of course, it has already made a bit of a pullback. I just want to quickly throw up the daily chart here. It just made a pullback off of the highs and is rounding right into a support level down at 33. So in the event that there's a disappointment here, I'm already going to be, at 34, I should have said. I'm already going to be watching that level 34. Certainly was a breakout. It's now been support below that price. Could get very, very interesting on a pullback. One last thing to do here. We always try to do it. It's what National Day it is. Dentists really like this one, I think. Let's go to Valerian.
Thank you, Neil. And hey, guys, thank you very much for starting this trading week with us. Please don't leave without hitting thumbs up so soon we can get 3,000 of likes. Guys, we will see you tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And happy National Cotton Candy Day, everyone.
I'm going to go with Bullseye. Pew, pew, why not? And Valeria joining Team Arun on Pew Pew Capital with the vest there. I absolutely love it. And I like cotton candy. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but there's no chance in the world it's good for you in any fashion except for the fact that it's tasty.
Yeah, I prefer the blue rather than the pink, but I don't know. I guess they do that for male, female. That seems to be crazy. But yeah, cotton candy. Look, Palantir, guys, still making moves up, man. This is a 70-cent winner. We're still in this one. Let's just hold it probably till close. I don't have any targets. Let's see if this actually does break upside up to 30 or so. I'm going to hold Palantir, but it's been a successful day. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for all the new memberships today. Thank you for everything. Join us all on Twitter for after show talk. We're always busy, so apologize if we don't get to you, but there goes Palantir, man, 70 cents. We're long at 27 bucks. I don't know what else to say. You can see this chart. It's been a super successful day. 2 red stocks out of 10. 8 for 10 ain't bad.
Unless you're Steph Curry trying to shoot foul shots, because he's
then that would be bad.
He's a monster at the line. I joke we're basketball fans here, but you know which team we like and love are now Tampa Raptors.
Yes.
I can't know.
Yes.
Toronto
Tampa
Raptors.
Bay Raptors.
That's what we are all day, every day. I want to give a shout out to Raheem Alani. A fantastic job coming in live to talk to you about Simon. And man, I wish. Should have just gone long when we were first talking about that on that news when Brendan brought it to us. Definitely fantastic. Look, we try to do that when we can. We had Mark Roberts on early and Raheem, certainly a friend of the show, dropping some knowledge for you because that's what this is all about. For the entire team, for Valeria, Miss V, my man Sean Katina, nice shirt. Brendan Wickens, as always, doing a fantastic job. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See you tomorrow, guys.